option football, we're going to give you a little more in the 3A game with Byron. They are run, and they do it extremely well. Really? Yes, really. They do it extremely well. Unity, we talked about it. They're much more wide open. Again, Dane Eisenmenger, the quarterback, has had a huge year. The Rockets definitely want to throw the football. So we're going to see that yin and yang and that matchup, and we'll see where it goes this time around. We want a good game. That's what we're hoping for.
Both the Class 1A and 2A games were won in dominant fashion. Yep. What are you expecting about this matchup in terms of how even these teams are heading into the game? Yeah, it's that contrast to styles, and Byron runs that offense so well. And it's so, I mean, from the timing, the real tight line splits, everything. It's a tough offense to figure out. And what scared me a little bit was in the press conference, the Unity head coach, they've never played against a triple option team. That makes me a little nervous, but Unity hopefully gets the offense rolling and can kind of counteract that a little bit. We'll see. What's going to be the key in getting that done? Oh, boy. You know, it sounds like a broken record. I'm going to say it again, darn it. You got to find the football. You've got to find the football in that option. Cade Considine, terrific fullback. Again, it's a really hard offense to defend. If you haven't seen it, you got to find that football. Byron and Unity kicking off at the top of the hour as we take a look at the rest of our Friday lineup. 2 more games on deck, 2 in the books. After this 3A game, it'll be Rochester and Montini in the 4A championship. It is going to be like the Jetsons. It's going to be high tech. It's going to be football being thrown all over the field both ways. So, again, it's definitely going to be a high-passing kind of offense in that 4A final. You can see the sun starting to set a little bit behind the stadium out in Normal. But we expect things to be heating up out between these 2 teams. Things are just going to keep getting more and more competitive on what's maybe the biggest day of the year for these players. A very interesting day, to say the least, around here. The 3A game is on deck. For that, we'll send you down to Dave Bernhardt and Chris Highland, who will be on the call out at Hancock Stadium. It's Byron and Unity.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
I'm a proud man. So asking my son to help me bathe, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Walk-in tubs give you independence and peace of mind with low step-in doors, slip-resistant floors, soothing hydrotherapy jets, and fast drain technology.
Now I don't need anybody's help. I've got my dignity back.
1-833-304-0361. 1-833-304-0361.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
The IHSA presents the Class 3A State Championship ball game from Hancock Stadium on the campus of Illinois State University. It matches the Rockets from Tolono Unity against the Byron Tigers. And Hi again, everybody. Dave Bernhardt along with former Illinois State University All-American Chris Highland. Glad to have you with us. You have been with us for the first 2 games. We've already got 2 state champions crowned, Lena Winslow and Wilmington. In a couple of hours, we'll get our 3rd. Now, you saw a lot of points scored in each of the first 2 games by one team. But, Chris, in this one, we've got a couple of high-powered offenses together.
Yeah, you're right. This should be a really good game. Tolono Unity has rolled off a ton of wins to get here to normal, and now they're going to face a really, really strong Byron team that loves to put up points. You're going to see a similar offense that you did in the first 2 games from Byron, but, man, this is setting up to be a really good game against 2 really strong teams in 3A.
And 2 teams that are very familiar playing a state championship ball game. Maybe not necessarily on this campus, but if you're coming to Norman, Illinois, and Illinois State University for Unity, that's a short drive just south of Champaign, con up 74, turn on Main Street, and here you are at Hancock Stadium. Byron, they've won state championships at Northern Illinois University and the University of Illinois. They'll like to add another one here as they come from the Rockford area, straight down here to Central Illinois. Your 3A state championship ball game. 2 teams that have played each other in this title game several years ago. Tolono Unity, Byron, your 3A championship ball game coming up next.
Illinois Farm Bureau is a proud sponsor of the IHSA Football State Finals. IFB's advocacy, information, and development provide Illinois farmers and AG professionals an advantage. Discover your advantage by contacting your County Farm Bureau today.
Dental and vision coverage through Delta Dental of Illinois. Get a plan that fits to a T.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the colleges paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned.
Dental and vision coverage through Delta Dental of Illinois. Get a plan that fits to a T.
And you see the Tolono Unity Rockets taking the field. They are on a winning streak. The only loss coming in week number 3. And on the other side, the Byron Tigers take the field here at Hancock Stadium, undefeated on the season, an offense that averages over 50 points per game. And welcome back to Hancock Stadium with Chris Highland. I'm Dave Bernhardt. We'll hear from Kalia Butler in just a moment. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Southern Illinois University Carbondale. Say yes to SIU.
Well, if you're Tolono Unity, you want to be balanced on offense. Crew Eckstein, their tailback, really talented tailback, but you also see their quarterback there, who's one of the best in the state. He does a really nice job of spreading the ball around for the Rockets. So if you're them on offense, you want to be balanced. On defense, you got to tackle low because, man, Byron can really run the rock. You got to tackle low if you're Unity. For Byron, the Tigers control the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively. You got to try and handle the Rockets up front and defend the whole field. Run sideline to sideline against some of these athletes from Tolono Unity. If you can do that, they'll be in good shape here in the fourth quarter.
Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast crew down the sidelines, Kalia Butler.
State has become standard for Byron. This is their 3rd time here in the past 5 years looking for a championship title. This has been a foundation that has been laid for quite some time. As for Unity, this is their first trip down to state since 2021, where they faced Byron and finished in second place in 3A. Coach Reach mentioned that there's pressure and high expectations when it comes to this team, but of a group of 27 seniors throughout the program, they are ready to make it happen.
And in that 21 championship game, Byron a 35-7 winner. Unity won the toss. They elected to get the ball first deep. Braden Henry and Trey Hoggard. David Cunningham puts it in play. Comes down at about the 20-yard line. This is Braden Henry, and he's going to go down in a hurry. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by OSF Healthcare. Let's take a look at the offensive starters for Unity. We talk about Dane Eismer. You really like Eckstein.
Yeah, I think Eckstein's one of the better tailbacks in this area. He's done a really nice job for Tolono Unity, and they really do want to establish the run, and Eckstein is the key to that for the Rockets.
And on the offensive line, you've got some big players up front. Jacob Krall right in the middle of that line, and it will be Unity with the ball first. High-powered offense. We mentioned that in the opening. They like to split it between rushing and passing. 213 yards on the ground on average, 242 in the air. 455 yards total offense. They're going to go to the air in a hurry. Hessinger completes it. And that will be a quick first down near the 38-yard line.
That's a really good throw by the quarterback there. It's a tough one on the outbreaking route at the sticks from the opposite hash. A really good job by Unity and Mason O'Neill to come up with that one for the first down of the game.
Hensinger rolling to his left. He'll float it that way, just a bit overthrown, looking for Tyler Henry. Once again, your OSF starting lineups presented here at Hancock Stadium. Here's the defense for Byron. Let's take a look at the players up front. This is a fast defense. May not be the biggest D you're going to see here this weekend, or maybe even today, but they've got some people that can go, including the man in the middle.
Yeah, you're right. Caden Considine. We're going to talk about him quite a bit on offense as well as defense. And that's what I'm talking about, those wide receiver, those linebackers that are going to need to be able to defend the whole field today for Byron.
Drew Eckstein with that carry. 5'11", 190-pound senior. Eckstein on the season, over 1,600 yards, averages 7.5 yards per carry. Got 4 on that first down, make that second down carry.
You can see he's a really well put together back. Does a nice job for Tolono Unity. They want to run power. They want to run right off tackle if they can out of these 3 and 4 wide sets. As you see, they're 4 wide again, 3 to the bottom of your screen.
Plenty of time for Hensinger. Now he'll have to run away from it. On the move. Fingertip grab is made by Trey Hoggard. Hoggard, the all-time leader in reception yards for Tolono Unity, moves the chains.
Nice job by Hensinger to keep the play alive with his legs, and then keeping those eyes downfield, finds Hoggard. Well done by Tolono Unity to get the first down, move the chains on their first third down of the game.
That one goes for 21 yards. They'll stay on the ground, waiting for a hole. There it is. A stiff arm and a flag down behind the play as Eckstein takes it up to the 22. Eckstein ran left, the flag thrown way to the right side.
It's in the area of what looks like could be holding on the offense. Would have been on the backside of that sweep to the left. Unity in their cluster formation, which you'll see a lot from them today.
Holding on the offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
That took away about a 15-yard pickup. John Green, our head official today, Mark Goldman, Darren Jenkins, Art Ashbrook, and Doug Steinmetz. Congratulations to those gentlemen chosen to work this 3A championship game. This ball will go back to the 46-yard line. First down and 19 for the Rockets. Opening possession of this game. Off a little play action. Looking to go deep. Has Hoggard there. He'll pull it in. Hoggard on his feet. He's going in. Oh, 46-yard touchdown pass. Unity hits the board first.
What a throw and what a catch by Hoggard. It's just a switch release vertical by Tolono Unity on that left side. So the number 2 wide receiver runs inside and runs up the hash. And then Hoggard, who was the most inside receiver, takes that arc release, and it confuses the defensive backs there. That's the safety that's trying to run all the way over outside the hash to number 2 to guard him. And he's just too late. Hoggard comes up with the catch, and Unity's on the board early.
Walker Hall looking to add the extra point. And it is good, and Tolono Unity has driven this ball down the field. They did it on the ground, they did it in the air. Here are the last 46 yards.
Look at the touch on this ball, too. That's a really nice job. And Hoggard does everything he can to make that play. And the Unity sideline is up for grabs right now, man. They are fired up. The Rockets brought quite a crowd here to Normal. And their team gives them something to cheer about early.
Well, would you say this is something that first-year head coach Tony Reitz would want, an opening drive that went 6 plays, 73 yards, and used up a minute 10?
That's about as good as you can draw it up to start this game. Now, the question becomes, you're going to play an offense in Byron that, yes, can score a ton of points, but they're going to chew some clock as well. Unity, their advantage is they can go 11 for 11 offense and defense. A lot of platoon players, very few players that are going to go both ways for Unity. And so they're going to have their offense on the sideline and be able to take quite a bit of a breather here while Byron's on the field. The question becomes, how much clock can Byron chew up with just over a minute off the clock in this game, and there's already a score on the board.
For quarterback Dane Eisenmenger, the 6'4", 210-pound senior, on that drive, opening drive, 3 for 4 in the air, including that touchdown pass. And it will be Walker Hall to boot this one off. Deep Cole Lincoln and Landon Bonvolet from the 8-yard line. This is Bonvolet. He's got an opening at the 30. To the sidelines. He's across midfield. Big return by Landon Bonvolet deep into Unity territory. 54 yards on that kickoff return.
If you're Byron and you wanted an answer, you got it right there from your sophomore who takes that ball into Unity territory. What great starting field position for Byron as we take a look at their offensive lineups.
Those lineups presented by OSF Healthcare. Andrew Talbert along with Caden Considine, they're familiar faces here. Big gains in the championship game the last time that the Tigers were here, and up front, good size offensive line. Also, always, Chris, such a well-executing offensive line at Byron.
You mentioned that their front four on defense aren't the biggest you've seen. These offensive linemen for Byron aren't the biggest you're going to see today either. But, man, do they get off the football low and fast.
Motion for Megan. Talbert to keep it. He'll spin. He'll get to about the 34-yard line. That's about 7-yard pickup on first down. You know, in that 23 championship ball game that it was a 69-7 win by Byron over Mount Carmel. Talbot, a freshman, rushed for 154 yards and 3 touchdowns. Caden Considine in that same game, 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was a sophomore at that time.
Ton of experience on that Byron side here in state championship games. They've played in a lot of big games as a unit. None bigger than this one here today.
A pitch to Considine. He has a first down and more. He'll rumble inside the 25-yard line. Defensively for Unity, a look at their starting lineup presented by OSF Healthcare. You like Colton Langendorf for that defensive end spot.
Yeah, I really do. They've got 2 really good defensive ends. Winfrey on the other side as well. The question becomes, how do they hold up against an offense like this? Tolono Unity plays in the Illini Prairie Conference, and they don't see a lot of offense like this in that conference. So the question becomes, how can they answer, or how have they prepared in just 5 days for a wing T like Byron?
The keeper, Talbert, stumbling inside the 20-yard line.
I was really good patience there by Talbert. He was going to get run down by a safety from Tolono Unity. And watch how he actually lets his tailback get in front of him. Tailback should have blocked number 26 right there. Might have gotten a few more yards, but instead Talbert does a nice job of falling forward and getting as many as he can. Looks like about 6 there on first down. The big key for Byron, can you stay ahead of the chains? That first down play is going to be crucial for their offense. They don't want to play from 2nd and 3rd and long.
Well, they've twice now been at 2nd and 3. Quickly to Considine, not much there. You know, you spoke about the not seeing this type of offense in our conference. In fact, head coach Tony Reed said, you know, we've not faced a wing team this year. You can't replicate it in practice, and nobody runs it better than Byron.
No, it's really hard to do. And Unity's doing a good job against that fullback dive early on. They got a couple of big guys in there. You see their defensive tackles are doing a good job of stuffing the A-gap. So Byron has to adjust. How are they going to do that? They got to run C-gap power. They got to move the ball outside a little bit more. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short. I wouldn't be surprised if this ball's going to 37.
Talbert to keep it, though. He put it in the belly of Considine. He'll be short of the first down. Pulled it away from Considine, and it will be 4th and about 2 to go.
Byron's a 4-down team, though. There's no doubt that they're going for this one. The question is, what play? You got to draw up one of your best ones early in this game on 4th and 2. They've got plenty of them that can give them 2 yards. Just a matter of which one they go to early in this game.
Unity student section below us on their feet. Play clock down to 5 seconds as Byron hits the line. To 3, to 2, they get the snap off. They pitch it to Considine. He'll make the cut, and he will power forward for that first down as he got inside the 15. First down from the 13.
That's the benefit of having a 6-foot, 210-pound fullback in your backfield as a senior. 2 yards. You'd think that they'd try and run something right up the middle and not go outside. But when he has that combination of speed and power, you can pitch the ball to Considine, and he can lower his shoulder and get you the yards that you need.
He averages 12 yards per carry on the season. Talbert again to keep it. And that defensive line coming up big for Unity. Jason Daly, Alex Vecchio, Matthew Brady, and Desmond Wilfrey, along with Colton Langendorf.
Now Vecchio in there and Miller as well, it looks like. 71. Doesn't play a lot of defense, plays a lot of offensive line for them, but he is 6'4", 310. Vecchio 5'11", 275. So Unity has chosen to go with a 5-man front against this Byron team. They're doing a really nice job early on of stopping that inside run.
Here's the 8th play of this drive coming up from the 13-yard line. Right up the middle. Touchdown. Ho Aiken came open out of the backfield. And Byron answers.
And when I was talking about that 5-man front, Dave, what I was just about to follow it up with is it makes you more susceptible to the pass game. Watch this play action pass. Nice job by Byron to get Unity to bite. They've got a lot of guys up at the line of scrimmage. Unity's got 8 or 9 that are right up there at the line, and Byron does a nice job of finding the holes in that secondary.
4+ minute drive for Byron. Capped off by Andrew Talbert's touchdown pass, only his 8th touchdown pass this season. Only his 37th pass he's attempted this year, and that extra point kick is wide to the left from David Cunningham. So Byron matched the touchdown, couldn't add the extra point. 6:11 to play in the first quarter. 7-6 Unity. Rockets get the ball next.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can know, from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of silly youths. Capture this moment and go forward together.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets. and toys under the tree for the kids. To tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
The IHSA Football State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU.
Three state championships in Byron's history. The first one came in 1999, a 3A championship under head coach Everett Stein. The opponent, St. Joseph Ogden, another Illini Prairie Conference member, and Byron powers its way to its first state championship. Legendary coach Everett Stein. Everett Stein is in attendance today. He lives in Texas, but every time Byron's in a championship ball game, Everett Stein makes his way to wherever that game is played. That's the first of three state titles for Byron. The others coming in 21 and 23, finished second in 2018 and 19. Cunningham to put this ball in play. We talked about high-powered offenses. Well, in the first 6 minutes of this game, each team has scored on their possession.
We got about everything we could have asked for in that open. Really nice job by Unity to score very quickly, and Byron with the response.
Another short kick coming here to the near side is Braden Henry. Pretty good field position out to the 34-yard line. He was brought down by Maddox Sutherland to make that Chase Cussey.
Usually the first couple of drives for each team in a game, Dave, are about the feeling out process. What adjustments have each defense made once they've seen your film? These teams have had about 4 or 5 days to prep from their semifinals last Saturday. So Unity now knows how Byron's going to adjust to their offense and vice versa. So let's see what Unity can do here.
Straight drop from Eisenmenger. Looking right all the way. Coming back and making the catch at the 45-yard line. Excellent job and adjustment by Tyler Henry.
Ball's underthrown, but Henry does a good job of stopping his route and corralling that football. That's a really tough play if you're a defender. I mean, Dawson Criddle is in really good position if that ball is thrown ahead of the wide receiver, but instead it's thrown behind. He can't throw on the brakes in time, and it's a completed pass for Unity.
Unity chunk plays. That one goes for 34 yards. Speaking of 34, here's Crew Eckstein. He'll get to the 35-yard line, and that will be enough for another first down.
And that's what makes Unity so dangerous, is they can spread you out and go with 4 wide receivers, but then they're able to run the ball right up the middle on you, so you don't have as many men in the box as you'd like to defend the run, and they just pound it right in there.
They're going to do it again this time. This will be a loss of a yard on the play as Eckstein is driven back. 5 first downs now for Tolono Unity.
That's a really good job by Byron. Unity tried to go quick with the exact same play that they just got 11 yards on, and Byron makes the adjustment. You see Cade Considine quarterbacking that defense there for Byron. He was in on that tackle.
Well, 5 players go both ways for Byron as head coach Jeff Boyer in his 14th season says, let me get my best players on the field. Eisenmenger, plenty of time. He goes deep into the end zone and out of the end zone. Double coverage in the end zone. Eisenmenger overthrew Tyler Henry. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. He would have caught it and ran up that slope here in the north end of Hancock Stadium.
Yeah, it was another switch vertical concept by Tolono Unity. So they saw something in film clearly where they felt in the pass game they could really stress this Byron secondary and those safeties. They've tried it a couple times already. Hasn't worked on that play.
Looking for 11 yards on 3rd down. Eisenmenger under pressure. This one's floating in the air for anyone. And it is intercepted. Byron, the pick, coming up with it. Landon Bonvalet, we have seen him at the long kickoff return. We see an interception inside the 10-yard line, and the drive ends on the interception. 7-6. Unity the lead. They are denied on this particular possession. Byron will start this next drive deep, but they'll take it. They get the ball right here on the Pondra Lake interception.
Every great team starts with trust. The kind of trust that builds over time. For 50 years, Country Financial has teamed up with IHSA in our communities. And for 100 years, we've protected you with insurance that does more. From the best times to the tough ones, a great team's got your back when it matters most. Thanks for your trust for 100 years. Here's to 100 more. Country Financial. Experience more.
Bands are here for Tolono Unity. Coming on those drum heads in 30-degree weather. Actually, it feels pretty good. It was sunny during the day today. Of course, we're in the witching hour right now, as we always get in these 4 o'clock championship games. Dusk will turn to darkness here in about an hour or so. So the first big defensive play in this ball game comes thanks to the good hands of Landon Bondley. Actually, it was the pressure on Dane Eisenmenger caused that ball to float. Pitch wide to the left. There's some room to the outside. One block. There it is. Stumbling forward and getting to about the 27-yard line and out of danger that time. That thing opened up and looked like he was going to go for a whole lot more as Caden Considine once again the carry.
The 20-yarder, first down at the 27-yard line.
He goes for 20 yards on that one.
Yeah, and that's been their best play so far, is that short side pitch to Considine. Not something that Byron is known for doing. They're more off tackle, but they did a really nice job on that one.
Pitch, Aiken with it. He's able to fight his way forward. Caden Considine, a big part of this team. Let's go to Kalia Butler for more.
We've highlighted Caden Considine tonight, and Coach Boyer calls him one of the best players ever to come through Byron. He's drawing college attention offers from North Dakota State University, Western Illinois, plus a preferred walk-on at Iowa and interest from Illinois. His dad, Sean Considine, a former Hawkeye and now Byron's defensive coordinator, is his toughest coach, but one he respects most. Caden says sharing this season with his dad has meant everything.
He'll get the pitch here to the near side. Considine with the stiff arm, stays his feet. The 40-35 along the sidelines and knocked out of bounds all the way down near the 20-yard line. Another big run for Considine. 45 yards on that carry.
Now that is prototypical Byron right there. Pin and pull to the play side and giving Considine the pitch off his fullback position, and man, can he run. He is quite the combination of speed and power. He is close to 100 yards already in this first quarter, and man, he can do it all.
78 yards officially for Considine. Last year, he missed 6 weeks of the season with a hamstring injury. Full strength here today. The pitch to the left side, and Dawson Criddle. He has to race to the corner, and he will win the race.
They left all of us in suspense, Dave, even us in the booth. Waiting with bated breath on the call from the officials. What a race that was to the pylon.
Dawson Criddle, 21 yards. His 11th rushing touchdown of the season puts Byron on top at the 3:15 mark.
Byron has found a ton of success with that sweep play early in this game. We saw it on the long run from Considine out of that traditional fullback formation. They're doing a really nice job of keeping Tolono Unity off balance with that weak side toss as well. Really impressive stuff there as they decide to go for 2.
Missed the extra point the first time. They're going to look for those 2. Talbert will have it easily. No doubt about it. 14-7 to Byron Lee. They have scored on each of the 2 possessions. This last one, a 93-yard possession. Only took them 4 plays to go, a minute 28 here to last 21 yards.
There's the... Look at the speed there by Criddle. A nice job to get all the way to the end zone. And his lead blocker out there in front of him. It's a really nice job there by Byron.
There's your 2-point conversion. The last 2 plays of that drive on the ground went for 66 yards. Part of that 93-yard drive. You know, for Dawson Criddle, one of the key victories of this season came in the quarterfinals when Byron eliminated IC Catholic 28-6. Dawson Criddle, along with Cole Aiken, each went over 100 yards in that ball game. Byron got here by virtue of a 44-10 win over Richmond Burton in the semifinals. And on the other side, what a game it was for Tolono Unity. Defeated conference rival St. Joe Ogden 51-44.
And 2 pick sixes in that game on back-to-back possessions by St. Joe Ogden. Unity has rattled off quite a few wins here since they lost to Bloomington Central Catholic in week 3. They've done a nice job of putting a really strong season together after that loss to the Saints.
10-game winning streak on the line here for the Rockets. Looking to see if this stays in bounds. It will not. Good decision that time by Braden Henry. You mentioned Braden Henry, you mentioned Tyler Henry, and yes, they are twins. Tyler, 5'9", 160-pound senior. And Unity, their last drive stopped because of an interception. They will get the ball in very good field position. Here as that kick went out of bounds. They will start at the 35-yard line.
So Eisenmenger came up a little bit slow. You mentioned the pressure that forced him to throw that interception on the last Tolono Unity drive. He had 2 Byron players right in his face, and then he got bent in half by them as that ball went up in the air. I'm curious to see how he does on this drive for Tolono Unity. Do they elect to hand the ball off a couple more times?
Place at the 35, first down.
Eisenmenger, an all-stater, Central Missouri commit, 3-year starter for the Rockets. His dad is the offensive coordinator. For the first time today, Tolono Unity chasing points. Was thrown a little bit behind Hoggard. A little bit more pressure here on Eisenmenger here in the last 2 possessions.
And Hoggard was open on that, and then he decided to turn upfield late. Eisenmenger not happy with his wide receiver there as he was open. He just needed to sit right there in that spot in the defense, wait for him to put the ball on him. Instead, he tried to turn that upfield. Thought maybe it was a scramble drill by his quarterback.
Here comes pressure up the middle. Fingertip grab by Maddox Sutherland. You get about 6 yards on that second down completion.
Another really long throw there by Eisenmenger. I mean, you can see him right there on that replay. He's putting everything he can into that throw. He's got to get it all the way across the field to that opposite sideline. Good job. That's one of the staples of this Unity offense is just those 5-yard hitch routes. You find the guy who's open in the defense.
Looking for 3. Eisenmenger going to look to get it on the ground. He stretches forward, and that'll do it. He was short until he had that last little lunge. Well, now let's not be too hasty. They kind of brought the ball back a little bit. Now they move the chains.
Yeah, it was all hitches again by the Rockets. Eisenmenger doesn't see any that he likes, so he decides to try and get it himself. Really good effort there by the senior.
Unity likes to spread the field. Big opening here for Eisenmenger. Fake the dive to Eckstein, and that opened up the outside with 3 receivers on the right. So Eisenmenger with his feet. Once again, another first down for Unity.
And he is a capable runner. It's not something that he does a lot, Dave, but he is capable of running. He only had 366 yards coming into this game, most of them in the red zone. He had 9 touchdowns on the year, but he doesn't like to run the ball that much. He did a nice job with his feet there.
He's going to look to do it with his arm this time. Another long throw to the right side. Nifty little move out there by Hoggard. And another. Hoggard just outside the 25-yard line. You can see Why, Trey Hoggard has broken all the receiving records at Unity. That one goes for 18 yards from Eisenmenger to Hoggard.
Unity has weapons all over the field. They do a nice job of spreading it out. We talked about them wanting to be balanced in this game. They've done a pretty good job of it so far, I think, early on. Really nice job by Unity there on that play.
Eisenmenger tried to step up, and he's going down. Coming in hard, Isaac Alvarez, defensive tackle. Boy, it looked good for Eisenmenger for a while, and then Alvarez said, not in my territory. There he is.
5'7", 165-pound senior. One of those really quick defensive tackles. You can see right there the mismatch that he looks like for those Tolono Unity Rockets, but he gets off the ball so quickly.
5 yards are going to go back. Encroachment on Byron.
Encroachment on the defense. Number 84. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
When we stood up here before this ball game, we talked about the offenses. How about here in the first quarter, in the first 10 minutes, 14 first downs for these teams combined.
Yeah, this has been a really exciting first 12 minutes. Still more to go here as Unity's knocking on the door already.
Nothing open downfield for Eisenmenger. Tough throw here. And an incomplete pass. He was looking for Maddox Sutherland.
And they've tested Bombalay a couple of different times. The sophomore, I wouldn't test him many more times if I was Tolono Unity because he had some really nice coverage on that play. Came up with the pick that led to Byron's touchdown to give them the lead. He's had a really big kick return in this game to set up their first touchdown. I really, really like 34 for Byron.
Big third down here coming up for Unity. They're 2 of 3 on third downs here in the first quarter. This time they need 11 yards. Eisenmenger, plenty of room if he wants it. He pump fakes once. Eisenmenger on the move, tiptoes the sidelines, and he's going to get it. Boy, did the near side of this field open up.
And when you've got a quarterback that can make some things happen with his feet, like I said, even if it's not the first option, this is what makes an offense so dangerous. Because they go 4 wide and they really, really spread you out all 53.5 yards, there's those lanes for that quarterback to step up and run. And Eisenmenger does a nice job on that one to get the first down.
Another chunk play for the Rockets, 17 yards on that run.
Unity likes to run sweep out of this formation. Let's see what they do here.
Flips it out there, complete to Henry. Clock will continue to run the ball at about the 6-yard line. Got 90 seconds left here in the first quarter. Tyler Henry. He goes both ways. He'll play 100 snaps a game. I mentioned he and Braden are twins. Both of them are going to be going to Danville Area Community College and play baseball. Right now, it's all about football, and the ball on the 6-yard line. This is the 10th play of the drive coming up. Eisenmenger. Corner of the end zone. Just a bit too much. He was looking for Eckstein.
He was looking to the other side of the field first. He had Maddox Sutherland. Unity had a crossing route on that play, maybe a little pick play down there in the red zone as Sutherland, who was the outside most receiver, got a nice rub there from Tyler Henry, the inside wide receiver on his defender, and it left Sutherland wide open in the end zone. Eisenmenger had already taken his eyes to the other side of the field, just didn't see him.
Here comes the blitz. Here comes the throw. And here comes the touchdown. Eisenmenger got rid of it in time. And who did he find? Trey Hoggard once again. Such poise from your senior 3-year starter all-stater. Great pattern run by Hoggard.
Yeah, and Eisenmenger can kind of sense that backside pressure's coming. It's just a simple out route, and Byron's in man coverage there. They just can't get that linebacker over to that out route fast enough, and a nice job by Eisenmenger to put it right on Hoggard for the touchdown.
Looking for the tie off the right foot of Walker Hall. And that's where we sit, 14-14. 2 touchdown receptions from Trey Hoggard. He started the scoring in this quarter, the 45-yard touchdown reception, and then he adds a 6-yard catch right here. Last time these teams played in the championship game, we mentioned earlier, 35-7 Byron win. Unity standing right here. And you know, it was interesting because talking to Jeff Boyer, the head coach of Byron, earlier in the week, he said Dane Eisenmenger, he's the best quarterback we have faced all year. So he knew this is what he was going to be seeing here in this championship game.
Yeah, we talked about the contrasting styles a little bit and how Unity wants to spread it out. Byron, this is an offense that Byron doesn't see a whole lot of. They play a really, really tough schedule up north, but the Illini Prairie that Tolono Unity plays in is a conference that likes to spread it out a little bit more. And I think he's right that Eisenmenger's one of the probably best quarterbacks that they have seen this year. He's one of the best players in that conference, the Illini Prairie, and does a really nice job of spreading the ball out to his weapons all over the field.
We still have a minute to play in the first quarter. We have 28 points combined and 307 yards of offense combined between these two teams. This kick will come short. It's going to hit the ground. A nice hop at the 15-yard line. Bonvolet with it. He'll take it to the 30. Caden Considine, the All-Stater. Big numbers coming into this season, coming into this game. He's a 4-year starter. He's got big numbers here today. Considine today with 77 yards on the ground. How about that? 15.4 yards. That's just a wee bit higher than his average on the year. And a 45-yarder to his credit. Number 37 right there in the middle of your picture.
And what makes it even more impressive, as you mentioned, he's also their middle linebacker. So, I mean, he never comes off the field for Byron.
Talbert swarmed under. That will be a loss. And the interior of that Unity line collapsing. A pocket right there on Talbert.
Yeah, and that was Langendorf right there who came down from his defensive end position to make that play. That's the strength of this Unity team. They're a big physical front. They're going to do a really nice job against that inside run of Byron all night.
Langendorf, his 21st tackle for a loss this season. Now the pitch to Considine. And that did not go as far as the last time they pitched left. He'll get about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and long. That will close out our first quarter. What a fun quarter we have had in your 3A championship ball game. 14-14, yards aplenty, points aplenty. It started with Trey Hoggard. Rips this away for a 45-yard touchdown reception from Dane Eisenmenger. This went a little bit shorter, 6 yards. And on the other side, Dawson Criddle. Points on the board here in 3A.
United Prairie is Central Illinois' ag retail leader with 14 locations to service your farming operation. We create partnerships to enhance productivity for our farmers through dedication, teamwork, and a growth mindset. Visit us online, and best of luck today to the Unity Rockets.
Kirshner Building Center is more than just a lumberyard. We're a family-owned business since 1906 with 17 locations across 3 states. We'll always remain committed to serving our community. No matter what the project is, whether it's windows, doors, siding, roofing, home remodel, new home, or even a cabinet remodel, we can handle it all. Kirshner Building Center is here to help you get the job done.
Life moves in moments, milestones that shape us. Some catch us by surprise. Others we're prepared for. Over time, they connect where we've been to where we're going. At Midland, we believe in planning with purpose, so the choices you make today support the people and priorities you care about most. Financial wellness isn't just about what you build. It's about what makes it possible. With thoughtful guidance, we help you stay focused on what matters, now and in the years to come.
Kick off this fall with a new car. From tailgate parties and carpools to everyday driving,
Illinois Auto Wholesalers has a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, UTVs, motorcycles, boats, and more. We have a vehicle fit for you. And if we don't have it, we can get it. Don't miss out on the fun this football season because your car can't make the trek. Stop by today or visit IllinoisAutoWholesalers.com to check out our inventory. Illinois Auto Wholesalers, 7 miles south of high prices.
United Prairie is Central Illinois' ag retail leader with 14 locations to service your farming operation. We create partnerships to enhance productivity for our farmers through dedication, teamwork, and a growth mindset. Visit us online and best of luck today to the Unity Rockets.
Friday weekend at your local Ashley.
As we start the second quarter, we get a good look at the first-year head coach for Tolono Unity. That's Tony Reitz, 1998 graduate of Monticello, and Chris Highland, your alma mater. Illinois State University, an 02 grad for Tony Reitz.
Yeah, a few years ahead of me, but it's always nice when you get to come back home and coach at in a state title game, a field that you're pretty familiar with, back at your old university, Illinois State. It looks a little bit different now than it did back in the early 2000s, but I bet it's got to feel good for Coach Reitz to come back and coach at the home of the Redbirds in his very first year.
He came to ISU games with his grandpa back in the day, and then he played here for 4 years. Talbert on the move. Swarmed under. He'll come up short. And right now, Byron came up short on both of their third down conversions. They did convert a fourth down the previous time they were in this situation. This one is 4th and 5.
Yeah, and this is one of the first big decisions of the game for Byron, and it does look like they're going to choose to punt. It's a really nice job by Tolono Unity staying outside and trying to maintain the edge.
Andrew Talbert, the punter for Byron, as we will see our first punt of the game, just 30 seconds into the second quarter. High snap. Talbert hangs with it and lets it go. Line drive kick, nobody back deep. And that will take a nice roll for the Byron Tigers. That'll settle down at about the 7-yard line. 58 yards in the punt from Andrew Talbert.
What a punt by the quarterback. Not something they're used to doing very often, Byron, is punting the football, but holy cow, when you got a guy who can flip the field like that, that's quite the weapon. Unity chose to not put anybody back, fearful that Byron might try and fake the punt. And Byron takes advantage of it. Unity's going to have a long field to start the second quarter.
We started here at this exact yard line, at this exact spot on the field earlier in this game, and then Byron went 93 yards for a score. From the end zone, Eisenmenger. He's looking big, looking long, and the catch is made. Mason O'Neill. How about that throw from Eisenmenger? To the 49-yard line, 42 yards on that completion.
Eisenmenger's got a big arm, and that's just a go route by the outside wide receiver, Mason O'Neill. Unity's got those weapons all over the field that Byron just can't match right now. They're going to have to find an answer quickly.
Unity was looking for a flag, didn't get it. Dane Eisenmenger, 4 completions tonight of 20 or more yards. He'll stay on the ground this time to Eckstein. He will fight forward. You like the hard-running style of Crew Eckstein. You know, he admits, Crew admits, he says, you know, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the shiftiest, I just have to run angry. 5'11", 190-pounder.
He does a really good job of that, I can tell you that.
Last year's main role was blocking, so he's used to contact. Academic All-Stater for Unity. He'll shed one tackle. He'll pull a few other people forward to the 41-yard line. And that will be close, and that will be enough. Another first down for the Rockets.
There's that hard-running style right there. Pushing forward, even taking one of his offensive linemen with him on that ride to get the first down. First downs for Tolono Unity
We're just a couple of minutes into this second quarter. Hoggard gets a little screen, gets a block. Hoggard stays on his feet. Hoggard to the middle of the field. Trey Hoggard spun down, but not until he gets to the 22-yard line. That goes for 19.
That's a staple of this Tolono Unity offense is the screen game. The first one we've seen of the night is a big one for the Rockets. Hoggard working his way through the Byron defense all the way up to that deep safety. A really nice job by Tolono Unity as they're now close to the red zone again.
You get the play calls in. Dane Eisenmenger gets the call from his dad, Chad Eisenmenger. What does dad call here? He calls pass. He calls over the middle. Another completion. Trey Hoggard can't be stopped. Hoggard with his 6th catch of the day. He's already over 100 yards receiving, and he has a couple of touchdowns.
Eisenmenger's just making it look easy. Byron's got to find a way to either get more pressure in his face or switch up the coverage, because Unity's had every answer for what Byron's run on defense so far early in this game.
Looking right all the way. Mason O'Neal in the end zone. Outbattles the defender. And another touchdown for Unity, and they'll go on top. Mason O'Neal. The 3rd touchdown pass of the night from Dane Eisenmenger.
And he's just playing pitch and catch with every wide receiver out there. This time it's Mason O'Neal over the top of Cole Aiken, the junior DB for Byron. Unity takes their 2nd lead of the game.
Once again, Walker Hall looking for the extra point. He will get it. 3 touchdowns, 3 extra points, 3 touchdown passes from Dane Eisenmenger coming right at you. And we have a 21-14 game early in the second quarter.
Generation Lead, empowering athletes, inspiring leaders. For more information, visit generationlead.org.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Everybody's all bundled up, and if you're wearing maroon, you're pretty happy right now. Your team has that 21-14 lead, 8.5 to play here in the first half. Dave Bernhardt, All-American from Illinois State University alongside. That's Chris Highland, Kalia Butler on the field. Happy to bring this one to you if you're with us all day. This is game number 3 of 4. The first 2 games had running clocks. All we're seeing here is running and passing.
Yeah, this one, quite a different game than we had in the first 2, but give Tolono Unity a lot of credit. Byron came into this game undefeated, controlling most of those games early on and putting their opponents away very quickly, scoring over 50 points a game. And Tolono Unity has had every answer for Byron so far in this game.
Eisenmenger 4 of 4 passing on that touchdown drive. This will be short, and it will take a hop and sit down. That ball is live, and it is covered up by Byron. That gives us a chance to head down the sidelines. And Kalia Butler.
For the Unity, you will see them walking around with a challenge coin that Coach Reeds presented them at the beginning of the season. He says he has nothing to do with football and everything to do with the culture of this program. He said there's 3 pillars to success for this Unity team. 1 being body language, attitude, and energy. 2, effort is worth twice as much as talent. And 3, embrace the opportunity like they have today. Given to every member of this team and looking to pass it on to the freshmen that are coming into this program, understanding that there is a standard they need to meet.
This completion goes to Considine. Caden Considine still on his feet. He's inside the 34-yard line. You know, and to follow up with Kalia there, that challenge coin, as she said, will go to the freshmen, and then the plan is to give that coin on their day of graduation. So you get a coin when you come into the school, you get a coin when you leave. Caden Considine goes for 42 yards on that completion from Talbert.
That's a really good answer there by Byron. After Unity takes the lead again, to get it to their best player, albeit a way that they don't usually do it through the air, but a nice job. As you see, Considine gets another big run here. Second and manageable. That's what Byron has to stay in. And on that last drive, they were stopped early on first down. They had to get into 2nd and 9, then 3rd and 9, and that's just not where they want to play from. They want to be able to play from ahead of the chains. 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, that's where they're best.
When you look back through the season for Byron, they have dominated their opponents. Their 2 closest games came against Dixon. That was a 28-7 win. And then IC Catholic 28-6. Both of those teams spread passing offenses just like Unity. Here to the near side, the ball will get to the 25-yard line. And that will go to Cole Aiken. He had shoulder surgery after his baseball season, the outfielder for the Tigers. He didn't expect to get him back all year, but he came back week 9. He's one of the wingbacks here. Crucial part of this offense for Byron.
Definitely in 4-down territory if you're Byron. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the ball in the air here on 3rd and 1, knowing that you've got Cade Considine on 4th down. Let's see what they choose to do and if they get tricky here.
Talbert to keep it. He'll spin, and he will have that first down.
Actually, a quick pitch there, Dave, to Dawson Criddle. It was quick, very fast.
I blinked.
He got it out of his hands in a hurry. That's what you can't do that when Byron's on offense. You got to keep those eyes wide open. You see it here on the replay. The quick pitch.
Oh, my.
But what tricks you is then Talbert decides to become a lead blocker. Get in there and try and mix it up with that front 4 or front 5 from Tolono Unity, and that's what helps Byron get the first down.
Now the pass. Over the middle. One-handed snag. How about that? Touchdown, Cole Aiken.
2 touchdowns on the exact same play from Byron. They ran it inside the 10-yard line on their first drive. This time it's a little higher in the red zone that they choose to do this, and you can see there, all you see is the back numbers from the linebacker, Germano, for Tolono Unity. He gets fooled by the play fake, and then it's Aiken with another touchdown for Byron.
I don't know how many people that follow Byron football would say, oh, yeah, we expected 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter and a half in a game. Once again, looking for 2. Pitch to Considine. You're not going to stop him. Caden Considine goes in for 2 and a 1-point lead at the 6:13 mark of the first half.
That's all about mentality for Byron. I mean, I tell you what, look at the touchdown throw and catch by Aiken, and then Considine taking it in for 2. Byron taking the lead and hoping to hold on to it for the rest of the game.
Dental and vision coverage through Delta Dental of Illinois. Get a plan that fits to a T.
Credit Union One, proud proud banking partner of the IHSA, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking and an expansive network of 130,000 ATMs from coast to coast. Discover better banking for all at cu1.com.
Dental and vision coverage through Delta Dental of Illinois. Get a plan that fits to a T.
Jeff Boyer's the head coach for Byron in his 14th season, 138 wins, 28 losses. He was the starting quarterback on that 1999 state championship team that we showed you just moments ago. And for Boyer, he's the offensive coordinator. He made some decisions here on that drive.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, that's really aggressive play calling by him. You mentioned the 2 touchdown passes by Byron early in this game, Dave. Talbert's only got 7 touchdown passes on the entire year. So for him to have 2 touchdown passes before halftime shows the aggressiveness of Boyer. And that 2-point conversion there, they could have just kicked and tied this game. Instead, they go for 2. That's more of a mentality, if you ask me, that they want to try and take the lead, make Tolono Unity now chase points the rest of this game. They know they might have some difficulty stopping Tolono Unity, but they want to get that early lead and then make the Rockets catch them now on the scoreboard.
From the 15-yard line. Little alley to the outside. Henry across midfield to the 45-40. Braden Henry on the return. It goes for 55 yards and yet another big play in this ball game.
Not at all what you wanted if you were Byron after you take the lead. It's a nice job by Henry to shake a tackle there by Luke Wiley, and then he's off to the races. Finally caught, but well into Byron territory. This is a sudden change now. I wouldn't be shocked if I see Tolono Unity go for the end zone quickly. Eisenmanger's got a ton of weapons. You see 3 of them at the top of the screen there. Let's see if they go vertical again.
They will. Long time. Trouble now. Down he goes. Could not get rid of it in time. Zion Goodyear got him from the backside to 6'3", 180-pound senior defensive end for the Tigers.
That's the second sack by Byron, and it went from what could have been a huge momentum play by Tolono Unity to now that pendulum swings towards Byron as they've got Unity in a second and very long here. Eisenmanger has held on to the ball a couple of times, a little too long, and those 2 sacks have been proven to be crucial for Tolono Unity.
Prior to that last play, the Rockets had averaged 9.5 yards per play. This along the near sideline, the catch is made. He's inbounds. Yet another great grab, again by Mason O'Neal. Boy, did Eisenmanger put that ball right on the money.
They threaded it right in there. Look at that play. Just out of reach for the safety. That's J.J. Edmondson, who comes up just a half a second shy of what could have been an interception, and instead it moves the chains for the Rockets.
Another 20-plus yard completion. That one goes for 21. Hoggard the motion. And a flag thrown on the opposite side of this field. I mentioned Unity averaging 9.5 yards per play. And that will cost the Rockets 5 yards. Byron on the other side, 10.8 yards per play offensively. That's the first half you've gotten here tonight.
Back and forth we've gone. I mean, both teams have answered each other on scores every single time in this game. It's been really impressive to watch. 2 really, really good teams in this 3A game.
And neither team has flinched. I mean, not a flinch. Dumps it off to Eckstein, and short gain on the play. Maybe a yard, maybe 2. Well, I'll stretch it out to about 3 yards.
Really good job by the offensive line for Tolono Unity giving Eisenmenger plenty of time. He finally finds his safety valve. Eckstein, it's a few yards, gets back to almost the original line of scrimmage for Tolono Unity.
Unity, no state championships in football as of yet. 6 runner-up finishes. Head coach Tony Reitz, assistant coach in 5 of those 6 runner-up finishes. Now we have 4 receivers to the wide left side of the field. Eisenmenger will throw. Tough throw, but he has a man inside the 10. And rushing out of bounds once again, it's Hoggard.
And Hoggard was well covered early in that play, but then the Byron defense, as Eisenmenger extends the play with his feet, starts to sag off. We'll see if we can see it here at the end of this play. Yeah, you can see there, just at the very end of that, you saw one of those Byron defenders moving away from Hoggard, and Hoggard just stayed in the weak spot in the zone, and Eisenmenger puts it right on him. Byron's got to stay with those wide receivers longer.
And this may be a 5-yard walk-off once again. It looked like might have been Hoggard himself on the far side of the field. Jumped a little early.
Yeah, he was rolling into that out route. Knew he had one-on-one coverage, and Eisenmenger was going to look right at him, but just a little too early on the snap.
Fair ball. Close on the offense. Number 6, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Ball sitting at the 10-yard line, still first down and goal to go for the Rockets. Hoggard will split to the left. Tyler Henry in the slot, Mason O'Neal on the outside. A little bit different look in the backfield. Quick slant, bobbled, caught, and touchdown! Tyler Henry! 4th touchdown pass of the night for Dane Eisenmenger. And Unity answers and takes the lead.
Tolono Unity's going to go for 2 after an impressive catch at the goal line by Tyler Henry. What concentration to come up with that football and still get into the end zone. It's Eisenmenger with a strike to the inside wide receiver. See there on the replay, looks like he just barely got the nose of that football across the goal line.
So Tolono Unity looking to answer the last 2-point conversion from Byron with one of their own. Eisenmenger. Cornered, and there's 2 more. Maddox Sutherland on the receiving end of that, and give credit to Dane Eisenmenger. He was all but down, and we are back to a 7-point difference, 29-22. Wow.
Well, if you're the coaches on the Byron sideline, you have to be talking to your secondary about staying with your man when Eisenmenger keeps the play alive with his feet. That's the 2nd time on that drive that Eisenmenger is able to make something happen, and the Byron Tigers just have their eyes in the backfield. J.J. Edmondson is all over Sutherland there, but then when Eisenmenger breaks loose, Edmondson just loses Sutherland in the back of the end zone.
There you take a look at the 2025 season averages. You look at the Unity's yards passing per game, 241 yards. How about tonight in the first half? Eisenmenger, 16 of 22 for 265 yards and 4 touchdowns. He is 9 of his last 9 in passing attempts.
We've got over 500 yards of offense already in this game. Just an impressive output by both of these teams offensively.
Once again, another short kickoff. This time Byron will come up and get it. And good field position coming up here for the Tigers. That was Bonvalet on the return. 4:41, plenty of time for Byron.
If you're Byron, I think your goal has to be that Tolono Unity doesn't see the football again. You're going to get the ball to start the second half. So can you tie this game or maybe even take the lead with another two-point conversion and then score on that first drive of that second half? Controlling this middle eight that we call it in this game.
Riddle motion. Behind him will come Considine. Looking for a block to the outside. Got it. Considine is stiff arm. Considine into Unity territory.
Now, this is a critical 4.5 minutes if you're Byron. Unity's done a really nice job on defense so far in this game. But sooner or later, Considine just continues to pound you. As you see, he just puts one of the Tolono Unity defenders to the turf with that stiff arm. Nice job by Considine, who's now over 100 yards for the game. And Byron's got 150 total on the ground in the first half.
Those 19 yards did top that 100-yard mark for Considine. He has had himself quite the playoffs. 182 yards rushing, 175, 287 last week. The semifinal win for Considine. Big opening up the middle. Down near the 20-yard line. Riding the hot hand in Caden Considine.
And he can do it all. The first play of the drive, sweep outside. This time from his fullback position, it's a dive. Nice job by Considine. This is where, if you're that Byron offense, you want to just start to wear on that front five of Tolono Unity. And this is what these types of offenses are built on, Dave. They just want to continue to wear you down, and then later in the game, those 3 or 4 yard runs become 15, 20-yard runs like Byron has had early on in this drive.
Considine will get it again. He's rushed for 40 yards the last 2 carries. Considine angles at the 5, and he's in. 22 yards. So he goes 19, 21, and finally 22 yards for the score. Byron a point away from tying it up.
So the only question has to be, if you're Byron, did you score too early? Did you leave the Rockets too much time? But it's Considine again off the right tackle. I talked about it just before that play. These plays were going for 6 or 7, maybe 8 yards in that first quarter, and now as Byron starts to take over up front, they're going for big chunk plays, and just 3 plays after Unity finds the end zone, the Byron Tigers are back at pay dirt.
And again, looking for 2. Denied.
There's a flag on the play. Let's see what it is.
Unity says it will go against Byron. It will be a hold. 49 seconds on that drive. 62 yards, all of them coming off the feet of Caden Considine.
That's a really nice job there by Braden Henry to knife in from that defensive back position and tackle low like we talked about. That had to be one of the keys to this game for Tolono Unity, is you got to go low on Considine, and he did a nice job there to keep him out of the end zone for that 2-point conversion.
Okay, you said you didn't think Byron should score too quickly, right? We have 3:52 left. Here are your 4 touchdown drives in terms of time for Unity. 1:10, 2:20, 2:34, and 1:17. 3:52 is nothing.
I mean, we could have 3 more scores before halftime at the rate that these 2 teams are going right now.
When we talked offense before the game, you and I have talked offense with these 2 teams all week. I did not expect this.
I mean, I knew that there was going to be some points scored. We kind of thought that our 4A game was going to have this many fireworks, but we might be in for 2 really, really good ones. I mean, this gets into a really interesting situation for both teams now. I mean, if you're Byron, you start talking about both teams having all 3 timeouts. How do you manage those now with just under 4 minutes to play? This is going to be a really interesting drive for Tolono Unity.
We're going to have to go 80 yards. We are on Championship Friday. This game completely unlike the other two. There you see a couple of running clock games. Congratulations to Lena, Winslow, and Wilmington. 58-13 and 42-6 winners. There you see our score of that game. And then a game that a lot of people have been waiting for, you and I have, for an entire week, if not longer, when we saw the brackets come out. Rochester, 9-time state champs, taking on Montini, 7-time champs, defending 3A champions. They meet in your 4A title game. And we're coming to you from Hancock Stadium. Over the middle, just a little behind Hoggard. He was smothered by Considine. And Hoggard slow.
Yeah, he's not going to get up. Oh, man, what a hit Considine put on him.
And he did not see this coming.
No, and if you're Eisenmenger, that's one that you want back, because you put Hoggard in quite a bit of jeopardy there when you throw that ball behind him. Give the senior a ton of credit on trying to make a play, and Considine just absolutely tattoos him.
That incompletion, the first from Eisenmenger since the first quarter. You know, Hoggard, we talk about all his offensive numbers. How about what he did in the second round against Monticello? Came in on defense. Monticello had closed within 21-20. Monticello going for two, but who has the interception on a two-point conversion with no time left on the clock but Trey Hoggard. Eisenmenger to the far side. They got him. He waited. Braden Henry, you talk about waiting. He waited for that ball a long time.
And Byron's fortunate, because had Eisenmenger seen him right out of the gate and there wasn't any pressure, that's a walk-in touchdown. He was wide open. There was some miscommunication in the secondary for Byron, and Henry was left wide open on that play. You were right. He was just sitting there waiting for it on the sideline. Fortunate that for Byron, Eisenmenger didn't see him earlier.
21-yard completion. Now they'll go to the ground. Eckstein, nothing going. Let's see what sort of forward progress they give him.
This will hit by Considine.
Got just a couple of yards there. Unity still wants to try and stay as balanced as they can, but if you're a coach, it's hard to not get anxious and want to throw the ball a little bit more against this Byron secondary that hasn't really put up much of a fight in this first half against Tolono Unity.
Quickly to the left side. Across midfield. Close to a first down. The completion goes to the other twin. That's Tyler Henry.
There's that screen game again by Tolono Unity, only the second one that we've seen, but good yards there to make it more third and manageable. Unity's going to run the ball here. You have to think on 3rd and 1. They want to look at how Byron's lining up, but if I had to guess, they're going to try and run power to this right side. That's what Tolono Unity likes to do against a front like this.
Unity 4 of 5 on 3rd downs here in the first half, and a flag thrown from backfield, the defensive backfield. Crucial call coming up here. Everybody pointing fingers. There's only one person's finger that matters, and that's the guy in the white cap.
That ball, false start on the offense. That was 65.
And it cost Unity 5 yards.
Oh, yeah, you can see there that the center for Tolono Unity flinches and moves that ball just barely, but it will cost Unity those 5 yards, and those are a crucial 5 yards here. Let's see if Byron can now come up with a stop. Unity changes personnel, and now they're going to go back to that 4 wide that they've been running all game. These 3 wide receivers down here, bottom of your screen.
Once again, it's Henry. That's a quick first down. He needed 7, got that and a whole lot more. To the 44-yard line, plenty of time. 2:18, clock stopped on the first down. Tolono Unity looking to build on this lead.
Soft coverage there by Byron, and a nice job by Unity to find the hole. Tyler Henry in that zone coverage for the quick first down.
You talk about a field general. That's Dane Eisenmenger. Complete control of this game. On a quick slant, looking for a flag, and there they come. Dawson Criddle. They call for pass interference. And here's a factor, too, Chris, that we don't see a lot. Secondary, Criddle, Aiken, Talbert, all two-way players. And the way the pace of this game has been going on both sides, does that play the advantage of the receivers for Tolono Unity?
Pass interference on the defense. Number 4, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Still plenty of time, minute 49.
Yeah, you see Criddle there gets to the wide receiver too early and spins him around on that quick slant. Inside slant by Tolono Unity. And you're right, a minute 49. They've still got time here. Unity nursing that 1-point lead as we creep closer to halftime.
Brought down from behind. He looked at him a long time. Once again, Zion Goodyear. Third sack of the game for Byron.
Tolono Unity is going to take their timeout. Tolono does have a bit of a kicking game, so you have to wonder how many more yards they need to get into field goal range. But Eisenmenger taking a sack there on first down pushes them even further back. Now, the last time he took a sack on first down, he was able to make up for it with a strike on the Unity sideline for a first down on 2nd and long. I like this timeout call here by Coach Reitz. Take your time. You got a minute 37. You want to make sure that there's no panic in your offense. You got plenty of time to make sure that you get the right play call here on 2nd and long. All you're trying to do is you're trying to get half of it back right now. Get into that 3rd and manageable so you have your entire playbook at your disposal on that 3rd down play.
Get a look at Tony Reitz in the middle of that huddle. Football coach, take a little time off, then he'll go coach the girls track team. Head coach of the girls track team finished 2nd last spring in the state. That's a pretty good run for Mr. Tony Reitz. See how much yardage they can get back here. Goodyear on the chase. Eisenmenger avoids it. He got more than half the yardage back, Chris.
Yeah, he's going to end up making it about 3rd and 5. Nice job there by Eisenmenger again to make something happen with his legs. That's a couple of times that he's done a really nice job. Now, he's only going to have about 20 yards. Yeah, after that play, he's got 7 carries for 20 yards, but that's because those sack yards count against a quarterback as rushing yards. But he's done that a couple of times early on in this game. He's done a really nice job. But the last time they were in 4 wide like this.
Well, this would be a quarterback draw. Nifty move the line. In a spin. And down near the 10.
Flag on the play. We're going to see what it is, but I was about to say the last time they were in 4 wide like that, they did try and run the screen to Eckstein. That time it shows the quarterback draw, but it looks like there's going to be a flag that's going to send this backwards.
Block in the back on the offense. Number 1, 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Still 3rd down.
So that 10-yard penalty will take it to the 25-yard line. Still 3rd down and manageable.
It actually ends up only moving the ball back about 1 yard because the play happened downfield, and it's a 10-yard play, excuse me, a 10-yard penalty. It's 3rd and 6 instead of 3rd and 5 this time.
We've only had 1 punt in this game. 1 interception, otherwise we've been scoring touchdowns. Looking for one here. Double coverage knocked away. We were looking for Tyler Henry. And it will be 4th down and 6.
It was off Considine's helmet that time. Nice job by Byron to run with that vertical inside route out of that stacked formation. Ball's just a little bit underthrown by Eisenmenger. It brings up a crucial 4th down. You have to go for it here if you're Coach Reeds. I wouldn't be surprised if they call another timeout just to make sure they're in the right play call.
Everybody out in the pattern. Fly pattern to Hoggard. Inside position, but it's knocked away. Great coverage by Bonvillain. Soon as Eisenmenger touched the ball, it was going up to Hoggard.
That's the 3rd or 4th time that Tolono Unity has tried the sophomore Bonvillain. And again, he comes up with a huge play. Tolono Unity wants a flag. There's no pass interference on that play. Just really good coverage by the sophomore as Byron will take over.
Well, now I ask, is a minute 12 too much time to give Byron the ball?
I mean, you can't. If you're Tolono Unity, you can't think that Byron's just going to kneel on this ball and take this thing to halftime. They've actually beat you a couple of times with the ball in the air, too. So let's see what Byron goes with here.
They go with the pitch to Considine. And he will get out of bounds.
I mean, if they're going to run it for 5 yards a pop and get out of bounds, they can work this ball down the field a little bit with 3 timeouts at their disposal.
Considine's averaged over 14 yards per carry here in the first half.
Yeah, and they showed on this last drive that they can get it in chunks too, Dave. So this game is not at halftime yet if you're Tolono Unity.
And that will be just short of a 1st down.
That'll make it 3rd and 2. They did get a timeout there. The clock does stop with a minute 2 to go. Confusion on the sideline for Tolono Unity, but we saw the officials call a timeout. Yeah, timeout's been called.
Well, I think there's a little confusion with the scoreboard clock, too, because it was sitting in a minute 2. Now they'll put it back to minute 2. It ran a couple seconds off, so Unity fans don't like it because it doesn't take much time to score here tonight.
Yeah, well,
your 3A championship game.
Yeah, they might be upset, but the officials did the right thing there. I mean, I saw Byron's coach immediately ask for the timeout, and he was given the timeout by the sideline on his sideline. The problem is he just didn't run in and tell anybody else that the timeout was called.
62 seconds before halftime, coming up at the half. Of course, we'll send it back to our studios in Chicago. Lauren Withrow and Angie Tim O'Halloran to pick apart this first half. I don't know whether the time in the studio is going to be long enough, Chris, for them to really analyze what we've seen.
That was a timeout. Byron, their first half.
No, it has been fireworks from both sides in this game, and you just hope that we get another 24 minutes just like it after halftime. So both these teams are going to have to make some defensive adjustments in the locker rooms. And if you were in that huddle for Tolono Unity on defense, you have to be telling everybody, listen, they're going to put the ball in the air at some point on this drive. You just have to be prepared for it.
Not on this play. Talbert hot-foots it around the corner, and that will move the chain, stops the clock, 57 seconds to play and a half. Tigers want to get to the line in a hurry. Here's your pass. Free ball. Intercepted by Unity. Picked off by Michael Harden.
And that's why if you are Byron, can't put that ball at risk, because guess what? You just gave Eisenmenger 2 timeouts and 41 seconds left where they can try and get this ball down the field and extend their lead. You knew that the pass was coming. I like that they wanted to put the ball in the air and try and get the ball downfield and push it with 41 seconds to go. But I think that was a play or two too early, Dave, because now look at the amount of time that you've given Tolono Unity with the ball back now. Yes, it's 75 yards, but Unity has shown they're capable of big plays in this game.
Hoggard comes into the backfield. They'll throw back the other way. Gutierrez staying home. What a first half Zion Gutierrez had.
Yeah, he's been their best player on defense so far in this game. This is a really nice job. Everything from the Tolono Unity offense says that they're running that ball right, except for those three offensive linemen who try and sneak out to that left side. That's a nice job there by Gutierrez to stay home and make the play.
So Unity says we will let this clock run to 0. Huge ovation here from the near side, the Tolono Unity side. Their team leads favored Byron 29-28. An offensive shootout. How about number 3 right there? Dane Eisenmenger. He's thrown for 299 yards and 4 touchdowns. He has also rushed for 29 yards. Kalia Butler is standing by with the head coach for Tolono Unity. That's Tony Reitz.
Coach, we knew this was going to be an offensive game, but you guys are exchanging blows right now. What is working for you, though?
Well, our playmakers are making plays, and that's what we needed to do to make it a 4-quarter game. And, you know, Dane's doing a heck of a job. Our offensive line is protecting, and our guys are making catches. So
you had a big defensive stop at the end there with the interception. How important is that for the momentum in the second half?
Very huge. I mean, they haven't been stopped very much offensively, so if we can get any stop, we'll take it.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Game of the Week after this.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
Attention high school students. If you're tired of hearing the same old college debt story, we've got an exciting alternative for you. Join the Mid-America Carpenters Union and let your career dreams take flight. You can earn great pay, enjoy no-cost health insurance, and secure a stable retirement, all with no college debt and an elite career that's here to stay. It's time to build your future your way. Ready to carve your path to success? Contact the Mid-America Carpenters Union today to learn how you can unleash your potential.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
I'm a proud man. So asking my son to help me bathe, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Walk-in tubs give you independence and peace of mind with low step-in doors, slip-resistant floors, soothing hydrotherapy jets, and fast drain technology.
Now I don't need anybody's help. I've got my dignity back.
1-833-304-0361. 1-833-304-0361.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
It's halftime of the Class 3
3A state title game, and it's a nail-biter. Tolono Unity leads Byron by just 1 point. He's Edgy Tim. I'm Lauren Withrow. Happy to be here with you. Edgy, this has been an absolute slugfest. Of the 11 drives out there, all but 3 have resulted in touchdowns, and Unity getting it done primarily through the air.
Yeah.
Byron on the ground. What's standing out to you?
Well, again, kind of what we expected. We were able to see a high-powered passing game, really high-powered, playing really, really well here in Unity, and Byron able to break off some big runs, and Caden Considine again having a big game for Byron. But wow, this is high-powered stuff, and I thought we'd see this in 4A. Hoped we see it today, and this one's going to go down to the wire. There's no doubt in my mind.
You're not going to want to miss a single minute of this one because the first half has already been jam-packed with highlights. Let's take a look at some of those here. We'll start with Byron quarterback Andrew Talbert finding Cole Aiken on a 12-yard reception. Aiken with 2 touchdowns already today. Now, late in the first, Dane Eiseminger, the man of the hour, finds his receiver, Trey Hoggard, who's been absolutely on fire. 6-yard touchdown there.
Big play, Trey. He's coming to life, no doubt about it.
Talbert finds Cole Aiken again. This one, 23 yards.
Air Byron. Who'd have thunk it?
Byron not throwing the ball a ton, but Talbert is 3 of 4, and they've got 2 touchdowns that way. Both offenses firing on all cylinders. But let's dive into this Tolono Unity offense because right now, Dane Eiseminger has complete control of this offense.
Playing with confidence.
Absolutely.
Right out of the gates, playing with confidence. Yeah, we know they're going to run the ball, but, you know, offensively, and that's been the difference. You got to give Unity's offensive line all the credit in the world. You know, the first 2 games we saw the passing quarterbacks get pressure, had a hard time settling in. Dane's been completely comfortable. Yeah, he's gotten flushed out a few times, but when he does, he's athletic enough, uses his leg, creates plays. So, again, really, really impressed with their first half.
Also using their legs right now, Trey Hoggard has 71 yards after catch. That's huge, and they've been blocking for him downfield.
And if you look at the stats on the year, you see that receiver core. They all have big numbers, all over 1,000 yards. Now we understand why, because they are all multiple targets, and Dane does a great job of spreading the wealth, and you're seeing that. This is a hard offense to defend. You're seeing Byron basically drop down to a 3-man line and dropping people back in coverage, and they're still scrambling to stay with them. So.
Well, guess what? Byron's defense has been facing that prolific Tolono Unity offense very well. They've taken Eiseminger down 4 times. The Byron defensive line has just been playing lights out.
But again, just confidence in his team and confidence in his receivers. And I'm telling you, Lauren, this is going to go down to the wire. This is going to be a close one.
You're not going to want to miss any of this. The Class 3A state title game. 1 more half to go. It's a 1-point game. Tolono Unity leads Byron by 1. High School Football Coaches Association. We'll break down the rest of Friday's matchups right after this.
United Prairie is Central Illinois' ag retail leader with 14 locations to service your farming operation. We create partnerships to enhance productivity for our farmers through dedication, teamwork, and a growth mindset. Visit us online, and best of luck today to the Unity Rockets.
Osling & Abbott, Illinois' largest bankruptcy-only law firm. Voted 3 years in a row, leading lawyer in bankruptcy and foreclosure defense. Just named a top 3 bankruptcy attorney. Call now for a free consultation. Osling & Abbott, Illinois' largest bankruptcy-only law firm, announces Zoom virtual intaking. It's your choice. Meet with our attorneys face-to-face or in a Zoom virtual office visit. Contact us at bcyhelp.com.
This is the time of year when, as a country, we gather around our tables, set aside our differences, and give thanks for all that is good. This Thanksgiving, and in the times ahead, News Nation invites everyone to the table where all voices are welcome. We may not always agree, but we can listen and discuss with respect for all Americans.
At Philo Exchange Bank, our team is proud to support your team.
And when it comes to banking, you deserve the best. We are a Best of Bauer bank rated 5 stars in financial strength for over 29 consecutive years. Banking with us means you're banking with one of the strongest banks in the nation. Visit our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands to experience the best firsthand. Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883, member FDIC.
United Prairie is Central Illinois' ag retail leader with 14 locations to service your farming operation. We create partnerships to enhance productivity for our farmers through dedication, teamwork, and a growth mindset. Visit us online, and best of luck today to the Unity Rockets.
It's halftime of the Class 3A state title game right now. We've got Tolono Unity facing Byron. That's a 1-point game. It's a nail-biter. We'll take a look at everything else on deck. We'll have that 4A matchup coming on later this evening. Another one you're not going to want to miss. As these games have gone on, Edgy, they're just getting better and better.
They really
and
are.
This is the best we've seen.
They really are. And again, it's the conditions are good enough to where they're able to throw the football. And again, when that happens, you've got teams that are obviously very capable of getting it done. And don't go anywhere. The next game and a half is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
That Class 4A game is going to be Rochester and Montini, 2 teams with a ton of winning experience in the postseason.
Great offenses, great coaches on both sides, and again, just a really, really exciting 4A matchup. Then they know each other very well.
That 4A matchup will be the last one we see as of now, as tomorrow we were slated for 4 games. The Class 5A to 8A, those have been postponed. The IHSA has postponed all Saturday football state championship games. That's 5A, 6A, 7A, 8A. It's all because of the winter storm, which is predicting to be about 5 to 12 inches of heavy snow with strong winds, dangerous roads, potentially impossible travel out in Normal. So the safety of student athletes, coaches, officials, and fans, of course, is IHSA's highest priority. We'll keep you updated on the rescheduled games as we get more information there. But all of those teams who were slated to play tomorrow on Saturday are going to have to sit tight just like the rest of us and wait to find out when they're going to be finishing their season. Gotta imagine in the minds of the players, this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is the biggest stage in high school football here in Illinois, and they don't even know when they're going to be playing. They're going to have to really adjust and figure out how to adapt for this.
It's a real bummer for the players, for the coaches, obviously, as you said. Now it's interesting, what's the mindset? How are the coaches going to kind of reel the kids in a little bit and get them to pull back just a bit? But you can't blame IHSA. It was absolutely the right decision to postpone those games, and hopefully soon we'll find out when they will actually play the games, but they won't be played tomorrow, unfortunately.
You've been doing this for 30 years, and you haven't seen anything like this yet, which means you know this is serious. So the IHSA just looking out for everybody's safety, and you know what? Hopefully giving these players some better conditions to play in for that state championship game, because you know when the snow is falling and things are getting slippery, we're not going to maybe see the most accurate representation of football. Well, here is a guy putting on full display what he can do. Receiver Trey Hoggard leading the Rockets right now, over 130 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Every great business begins with a single vision. Day in and day out, you roll up your sleeves to get the job done. But growing a business means more than hard work. It takes the right partner. And at Midland States Bank, we're behind you every step of the way. With services that grow as you do, we're here for every milestone and every kept promise. With expert guidance to plan next steps or passing the torch to the next generation. At Midland, we help build businesses that last.
Kick off this fall with a new car. From tailgate parties and carpools to everyday driving, Illinois Auto Wholesalers has a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, UTVs, motorcycles, boats, and more. We have a vehicle fit for you, and if we don't have it, we can get it. Don't miss out on the fun this football season because your car can't make the trek. Stop by today or visit IllinoisAutoWholesalers.com to check out our inventory. Illinois Auto Wholesalers, 7 miles south of high prices.
Route 45 Wayside Volleyball, go Wayside! Tacos, wings, burgers, and fries, go Wayside! Come toss our bags and play with our balls at Route 45 Wayside.
Hey
Explore new opportunities with Central Illinois Community Colleges on WCIA 3. Builds valuable skills through hands-on training and personalized education.
Community College Connection, Wednesday morning at 9, brought to you by Connexus.
Weekend at your local Ashley.
Time now for the Menards halftime stats. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. How about this? This game has been an absolute slugfest. These two teams going back and forth every single drive. What stands out to you here?
All of it. Just the back and forth action nonstop. It's been a blast.
Nearly identical time of possession, but man, it feels like every time one team is gaining momentum, the other shuts it down.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's going to continue. It's going to happen in the second half as well.
Has one quarterback impressed you more?
I mean, Eisenberger has just been fantastic. He's lived up to the hype, no question.
Thrown for almost 300 yards today. But Byron's had some awesome offense on their own side. Right now, they're led by running back Caden Considine. He's got 145 rushing yards, including that 22-yard touchdown.
Kick off this fall with a new car. From tailgate parties and carpools to everyday driving, Illinois Auto Wholesalers has a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, UTVs, motorcycles, boats, and more. We have a vehicle fit for you, and if we don't have it, we can get it. Don't miss out on the fun this football season because your car can't make the trek. Stop by today or visit IllinoisAutoWholesalers.com to check out our inventory. Illinois Auto Wholesalers, 7 miles south of high prices.
At Philo Exchange Bank, our team is proud to support your team. And when it comes to banking, you deserve the best. We are a Best of Bauer bank rated 5 stars in financial strength for over 29 consecutive years. Banking with us means you're banking with one of the strongest banks in the nation. Visit our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands to experience the best firsthand. Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883, member FDIC.
At Martin Equipment of Tolono, we pride ourselves on delivering top-notch customer service and support. Martin Equipment is a proud fourth-generation local and female-owned business that offers a wide range of John Deere construction machinery. Whether you need backhoes, excavators, or loaders for your next project, we've got you covered. Serving Champaign and surrounding counties, find us on U.S. Route 45 north of Tolono. Our sales, parts, and service teams are ready to assist with all your construction equipment needs.
Kirshner Building Center is more than just a lumberyard. We're a family-owned business since 1906 with 17 locations across 3 states. We'll always remain committed to serving our community. No matter what the project is, whether it's windows, doors, siding, roofing, home remodel, new home, or even a cabinet remodel, we can handle it all. Kirshner Building Center is here to help you get the job done.
I think you may have something here.
Welcome back to Hancock Stadium. Just ready to start the third quarter here in your Class 3A championship ball game. Doesn't get much better than this. Tolono Unity 29 and Byron 28. Dave Bernhardt with you alongside the Illinois State University All-American Chris Hyland. Let's take a look where these teams are coming from. Unity's short little trip. That's why they have a huge crowd here just coming up from the Champaign area. And for Byron, perfect 13-0 record. They're making their trip down from about the Rockford area, almost straight south here to get to Normal in central Illinois. Jeff Boyer is the head coach for Byron. He's standing by with Kalia Butler.
Coach, offensive game so far. What's the game plan for the second half?
We got to keep doing what we're doing and get the ball to number 37, and everything else is going to come off of him.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
That's Jeff Boyer. Thanks, Kalia. Jeff Boyer, he's looking up at the stat sheet that was probably handed to him at halftime. He's looking at number 3 there. Quarterback said he's the best quarterback we've seen this year, Dane Eisenmenger. He's thrown for 294 yards. But how about, Chris, these two teams combined? 633 yards in total offense in the first half. And you're starting thinking about a single-game championship game record. Well, that'd be 1,072 yards, also involving Byron. That was a 2019 state championship ball game that Byron lost to Williamsville. You have a moment for a few other extra stats?
Hit me. I mean,
yeah, this is.
I'm going to guess they're offensive stats.
Yes, sir, they are. All these numbers, by the way, thanks to my left-hand man, Mr. Nick Pinto, our statistician. Once again, Nick, somehow you always end up on my left, and I certainly appreciate that. All right, time of possession here. For Tolono Unity, 12:25, 11:35 for Byron. Okay, pretty close. How about the number of plays, though? Unity with 44 plays in that time. Byron 27. But for Byron, 8 of those 27 plays are gone for 20 or more yards. Caden Considine, he has 7 of those 8 big plays. 6 runs and a pass of 20 or more yards. That's all I have right now.
It's just crazy. Some of the stats and some of the points, some of the numbers that have been put up here by these two teams in the first half. I mentioned it in the second quarter. You just hope that we've got 24 minutes just like the 24 that we had in the first half coming up here as Byron's going to get the ball to start the second half. What adjustments have each team made in the locker room defensively? If you're Unity, I don't know how many adjustments you can make. You know, Coach Reed's mentioned it. They don't see this offense very often. You only had 5 days to prepare. They've probably got most of what they want on the field already with that 5-man front. So if you're Tolono Unity, what adjustments do you make to Considine? And if you're the Rockets?
Here's Bonvillet with it, Landon Bonvillet. Another good return, short kick, good return. Byron gets the ball starting at the 43-yard line.
What I was going to say is, if you're them, how do you stop this man right here, number 37, Cade Considine? There you see his stats from the first half. 154 yards already on the ground. He has been impressive for the Tigers through the first 2 quarters.
Andrew Talbert, the quarterback for Byron. He has a couple of touchdown passes tonight. Well, we'll count how many times number 37, as Jeff Boyer referred to Caden Considine, how many times number 37 gets the ball. There's 1.
Hey, I heard the head coach say they've got to keep feeding the ball to their best player. That's Considine. A little bit of a different formation. We saw Byron in that with 2 wide receivers split out at the end of the first half. You don't see him do it very often, but there might be something that they've seen in this Tolono Unity defense that might spread them out a little bit. Let's see if they keep running Considine to that right side.
Here he goes. And room. Just rolls over a man inside the 40-yard line.
And that's the second time that he has put Graydon Clear, the defensive back for Tolono Unity, to the turf. That time for a first down. So there's something that Byron sees that they want to try and take advantage of on that right side of that Tolono Unity defense. Let's see if they line up in that exact same formation once again. This time they're going to bring it out down here to the bottom of your screen. You see the wide out, split out there.
Talbert with a late pitch, and he gets it to Criddle. I believe that's the first time we've seen that option with the pitch from Talbert.
Yeah, you're right, Dave. They faked the dive this time. And as soon as the linebacker collapses on Talbert, he quickly pitches it to Criddle. Nice job there to get 7 yards on that first down play.
Six runner-up finishes for Unity. For Byron, 2nd runner-up finishes and 3 state championships. Considine the pitch. Runs away from one man. And he'll have enough to get those chains moving. Inside the 25-yard line, opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Michael Harden had Considine in the backfield, but he makes a man miss. That's what makes him so dangerous, is he is a combination of speed and power. Harden had him, then he was up around the corner, and it's another first down for Byron.
Motion from Criddle. Considine behind him. Hayden Hench, number 32 for Unity, grabbed a hold of number 37.
That was their favorite play late in the first half, and it's been their favorite play early in this second half, is that short motion by Criddle, who's one of those wing backs towards that Twins formation, and then he's lead blocking for Considine on that pitch play. So you have to wonder how many more times Byron's going to go to that. If you're Tolono Unity, you know they've got something off of it, some sort of action, either back the other way or maybe a play action pass. So you got to stay alert for something like that.
Considine up the middle, dives forward. It's only the second time now that Byron has snapped the ball inside the red zone. That's right, all their other plays have been big. They're touchdown plays. They're down at a yard.
2 yards. It's third down, 3rd and 1 at the 15.
Last time it was 3rd and 1. They fooled everybody up here in the booth, and it was Talbert who kept the football in the first half instead of giving to Considine. T formation for the first time for Byron.
Straight up the gut. And that will be enough.
And it was so quick that I can't even tell if he gave the ball. Yeah, that looks like that's Considine at the bottom of that pile with the football. It was so quick that it looked like it may have even been Talbert who followed him on that play, but instead it's Considine with the ball and Talbert just pushing behind him for the Byron first down.
If Byron scores here, it may be the longest time of possession touchdown drive of the night. We've played just 3 minutes here in the third quarter.
There's that pitch again.
Trying to work off that block of Criddle. And you see about 3 different players. Every single play takes at least 3 to bring down Considine.
Yeah, if you're getting 7 yards a pop on that play, they're going to go back to it again and again. It's that motion by Considine. And then actually, I think that time he kind of misreads that block by Criddle, because if he puts his foot in the ground, he might get a few more yards. You see Unity doing a good job of gang tackling and getting a lot of hats to the football, which is what you have to do against a guy who's that big and that physical.
On second down. And into the end zone, touchdown. They were gang tackling Considine. It was quarterback Andrew Talbert with the score, and Byron goes back on top.
This is what makes an offense like this so hard to stop. Is you've keyed on Considine. They run that same little quick motion. You think it's either going to be Considine on the fullback dive or maybe even Criddle on the outside power, and instead it's Talbert, who's got some speed and talent of his own to find the end zone for Byron and give them the lead again.
Looking to make this a 7-point game, looking for 2. Talbert just flips it out there, and that's enough. 2, we've got a 7-point game. 36-29. 9 plays, 57 yards, 347. The undefeated Byron Tigers up by 7.
At Martin Equipment of Tolono, we pride ourselves on delivering top-notch customer service and support. Martin Equipment is a proud 4th-generation local and female-owned business that offers a wide range of John Deere construction machinery. Whether you need backhoes, excavators, or loaders for your next project, we've got you covered. Serving Champaign and surrounding counties, find us on U.S. Route 45 north of Tolono. Our sales, parts, and service teams are ready to assist with all your construction equipment needs.
At Philo Exchange Bank, our team is proud to support your team. And when it comes to banking, you deserve the best. We are a Best of Our bank rated 5 stars in financial strength for over 29 consecutive years. Banking with us means you're banking with one of the strongest banks in the nation. Visit our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands to experience the best firsthand. Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883, member FDIC.
Here's what today's schedule looks like. Coming up following this ball game, our 4A championship game, highly anticipated game with two teams that have combined for 16 state championships, Rochester and Montini. We got things started in the morning. Lena Winslow, 58-13 win over Brown County, and Wilmington wins another state title, 42-6. And Chris, normally at this time we would show you Saturday's championship schedule, but Illinois State University is closing their campus tomorrow because of the impending weather, and thus those 5, 6, 7, and 8A championship games have been postponed, time and location to be determined.
A lot still up in the air. We've talked to a couple of officials from the IHSA as they're still trying to work through a game plan to get those 4 games played. We have been assured they will be played. It'll be sometime this week. Just don't know when and where. But those teams will have to wait just a little bit longer for their state title games. So that's a tough sleep tonight and the rest of the week for those guys because they're going to be itching to play.
This will come from about the 7-yard line. Short return by Braden Henry. And we got a quick shot there of Tony Reitz. He's in his first year as the head coach. He took over for Scott Hamilton, longtime coach Scott Hamilton, retiring in January with 291 wins. And it was Scott Hamilton that had Dane Eisenmenger for his first 2 years. Tony Reitz gets him here. But how about turning over the reins of this program from Hamilton to Reitz?
Well, yeah, you know, Scott Hamilton, a well-known coach in the area, and had told some people he thought that this team had a chance to make it all the way to the turf, and actually said that he had talked about maybe wanting to step aside so that he could give the program to Reitz in the right hands at the right time and with a really talented team instead of leaving the cupboard bare. And he certainly did so because Reitz has done a nice job of leading this Tolono team that had a lot of talent coming into this year to right where a lot of people thought they might be in a state title game.
Reitz, an assistant coach on 5 of the 6 teams for Unity that finished in the runner-up spot in the state finals. Eckstein has carry number 1, and here he has carry number 2. You know, and speaking of Tony Reitz, what a year that man has had. Back in January of this year, Tony Reitz underwent a 14-hour brain surgery. It was to remove a tumor that was growing on a nerve between his inner ear and brainstem. He had had some hearing difficulties. They did an MRI and discovered the tumor. Took 2 surgeons to do it because of the length of the surgery. So they had to push it into January after the football season. We'll finish that right after this play. The quick screen to the left side. This time to Tyler Henry. But the interesting thing of note, speaking of Scott Hamilton, is that a team meeting was set to announce that Scott Hamilton was going to resign. Tony Reitz was going to take over. That's a big meeting anyway, right? And then add to it, that's when Reitz said, oh, yes, and I'm going to have brain surgery. Everything is fine, by the way. Tumor benign. Everything is fine.
Yeah, it's good to see Coach Reitz commanding the sideline for Tolono Unity, but that is quite a meeting that you're going to have with 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids. That's a lot to lay on them, and they've done a really nice job of responding. It's good to see Coach back healthy and leading this Tolono Unity program that he's been a part of for so long. And as we see that there is a Tolono Unity player down on that after that last play, not sure who it is or what the injury might be, but there's a quick screen pass out there for a couple of yards, and one of the lead blockers is now down on the turf. We'll have to find out who that is as soon as we can.
We'll step aside for a moment. 6:49 to play in the third quarter. 36-29 lead for Byron over Unity, your 3A championship game.
Every great team starts with trust. The kind of trust that builds over time. For 50 years, Country Financial has teamed up with IHSA in our communities. And for 100 years, we've protected you with insurance that does more. From the best times to the tough ones, a great team's got your back when it matters most. Thanks for your trust for 100 years. Here's to 100 more. Country Financial. Experience more.
Have a cough, sore throat, or fever, or need care now for pink eye, a urinary tract infection, or a rash? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Get care in person, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, even holidays, and walk out with a prescription for your care if needed. Make a reservation today or start a virtual visit 24/7. It's just that easy. Find a location near you. osfoncall.org/urgent care.
Get a look at number 8, injured wide receiver senior Mason O'Neal. Made his way off under his own power, and now they're in the Unity bench. But any plays that he may be out are key plays. He has been a big factor here in the first half. 4 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. So we resume with a 2nd down and 7.
Unity's in that bunch formation to the bottom of your screen. You can see him barely there under your score bug.
Eisenmenger needed a block. Stop for no gain. Trey Hoggard was out in front. Just could not beat the speed of this Byron defense. Jeff Boyer says this is one of the fastest defensive teams he's had.
Looked like a miscommunication there between Eisenmenger and Hoggard, because you can see Hoggard didn't even block a soul on that play. Maybe thought that it was going to be a run to the other side. I don't know. But now this brings up a very crucial 3rd down early on in this 3rd quarter for the Rockets.
Over the middle, Hoggard is there. 1st down, Unity.
Wow. Another switch release with that vertical by the number 2 receiver. They keep getting these mismatches. That time it's Considine who can't make the play. Give the Tolono Unity wide receivers a ton of credit for the amazing plays they've made so far in this game, and also Eisenmenger, who has put it on them every single time.
23 yards on the 1st down. Hoggard with 8 catches for 156 yards. We're only midway through the 3rd quarter. This one is thrown away. Sutherland was the only Rocket receiver in the vicinity. You know, it's strange to say in a 36-29 game midway through the 3rd quarter that this almost becomes a must score in a way for Unity.
I mean, you have to continue to trade if you're both of these teams. We've only had 2 possessions, excluding that one to end the first half, where neither of these teams came away with points. It was Unity that forced a turnover on downs. For Byron, I mean, this has been impressive by both teams on offense.
Need to get this play off. They do, just with a second to spare. Into the pocket, and that pocket empties. That's a loss of about a yard on the play, and another crucial 3rd down. This will be 3rd down and 11.
That time, Byron only brought 4 defensive linemen on that play, and it's, I believe, the 4th sack of the game for Byron on Eisenmenger. Nice job there. As you can see, all of their linebackers drop out into coverage. They actually only brought 3. Left their Mike linebacker, their middle linebacker, there as a spy.
Looking for 11 yards on 3rd down. Eisenmenger, the pump, he'll keep, takes a huge hit. Who else? Considine with the hit on Eisenmenger. Well short of the 1st down.
Second time out of that bunch formation that Tolono Unity tried to run the 3-level flood. Very traditional passing concept where you run one guy very deep, another guy on about a 10-yard out, and one last guy on a 5-yard out. Oh, there's a flag on the play. Let's see what this is. I didn't even see that on the other side of the field.
No flag on the play. 4th down.
There you got the call, waving it off. It will be 4th and 11. 40, 36-yard line. Interesting call coming up. This will be the 2nd time if they go for it. Unity will go for it on 4th down. They failed in the 1st attempt at it. have to get to the 25-yard line.
They got 5 wide receivers at this time. They're trying to get a play from the sideline. All Coach Reitz is looking for is the right matchup that he wants. O'Neal's one-on-one at the bottom of the screen.
This play clock winding down to 4, to 3, to 2. And they got the snap off again with 1 second to spare. Eisenmenger, a lot of room to his left. Eisenmenger lets it fly. Incomplete. The ball will go to Byron on downs.
What a huge stop by the Tigers. They needed a big play. They get the big play. Great coverage from a secondary who has struggled to keep up with this Tolono Unity offense all night. They have an answer when they need it most, and it's a turnover on downs. Pass breakup there by Edmondson. Nice job by the junior to get his hands on that ball. And Byron can open up the first 2-score lead of the game with a touchdown on this drive.
Give credit to Ben Hively. He closed hard on Ensingmenger to force that throw maybe a little early. And Dane wanted to make it. The ball in the lead for the Tigers. Option right side. Criddle for 3.
Pretty good stop on first down there by Tolono Unity. This is all about answers if you're the Rockets. How do you stop this high-powered Byron offense when you need the stop the most here in this third quarter? Because the game is quickly slipping away from you after that very long touchdown drive by Byron to start the third quarter. We've only got about 3.5 minutes left in this quarter now.
To the near side. Stretching it out. Good job by the Unity, but a better job there by Considine. Somehow, he manages to take about a 2-yard gain into a 5. And 3rd and short coming up.
I think there's some confusion on the chains here because on the near sideline, the true chains have it at about a 3rd and 1, but it looks like the marker and the box on the other sideline have finally moved. So now it is 3rd and 1. They were showing 2 different first down lines, it looked like, here in the stadium, with where the box was on the far sideline and the near sideline. But Byron's going to get to the line here quickly and see if they can catch Unity.
That's going to be pretty close. That previous play, that previous run by Considine put him over the 200-yard mark rushing tonight. And it's 4th down.
4th and half a yard. So a really nice job by Unity to force a 4th down quickly in this drive after they were stopped on downs at a crucial point in this game by Byron. Let's see if the Tigers have the answer now. That was again another 3rd and short that they kept it in the hands of their quarterback, Tolbert, instead of Considine. You have to imagine this time it's going to 37.
It does, and it results in a 1st down. How would you like to block for Caden Considine?
I wouldn't mind it just as long as I got the heck out of his way when it was time for him to fall forward. Holy cow, could you imagine being your left tackle and you get his face mask right in your back on a play like this?
Fresh set of downs here with clock winding towards 2 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Talbert to keep it. Remember when he was a freshman 2 years ago, Andrew Talbert rushed for 154 yards.
This is where this offense becomes so hard to defend and so effective. It's late in the 3rd quarter, and Tolono Unity's defense has been out there for quite a bit of clock in this third quarter. And you can tell that the Byron offensive line and some of those tight ends are starting to wear on that front five of Tolono Unity a little bit. And they're just starting to fall forward for 4 or 5 yards a carry.
Second down, the quick pitch goes to Considine. He's got room to the outside. Runs through a jersey tackle. Braden Henry had him after a short game. Considine just pulled away from it. And another big run, this one of 17 yards for Considine.
When he gets to the edge, look out, because it is tough to bring him down. You can see that that's Langendorf from his defensive end position. The third Tolono Unity Rocket to get to him is the one that brings him down. Byron going to use every bit of that play clock from here on out.
Riddle motion right, pitch left, Considine. He stays on his feet. The 25-20, Considine still on his feet. To the 10, down to the 6. Hayden Considine. Speed, breaking tackles, 29 yards and first and goal.
Another variation of that quick pitch. Byron knows that they've had way more success on the outside than they have with the inside run against Tolono Unity. These defensive backs and some of these linebackers just not prepared for the physicality of Caden Considine. And you can see it here late in the third quarter as he is starting to roll over them.
Right there, cartwheeled in, touchdown. Considine from 6 yards out. Byron over 40 points, they lead it by 13.
It's getting to that point in the game where some of these defensive backs from Unity are saying they want no part of trying to tackle Caden Considine in the open field. And he is really starting to pour it on for the Byron Tigers as they are on the cusp of taking a 2-score lead here, making it 15 points instead of 13 with a 2-point conversion.
And they will be stopped. We've had several failed 2-point conversions. However, the big one, a 6-yard touchdown run from Considine, pushes this lead to 42-29. Caden Considine, what a game. What a quarter for Considine. This is what it looks like.
I mean, he has done it all. You see here the quick pitch. This was early in the game, the first quarter, that he got them out of the shadow of their own end zone. But look at the way that he pulls away, the way he breaks tackles. Nice cut back on this run. That was 22 yards before he found pay dirt on a 21-yard score. This was earlier in the quarter where he's just knocking Tolono Unity defenders off of him. I mean, he has done it all so far for Byron. Really impressive as he's now over 250 yards on the game, averaging 10 a carry. You heard their head coach talk about it at halftime. He said we got to keep feeding 37. Well, they've done a pretty darn good job here in the third quarter of doing so. 2 scores in this 12 minutes.
Drives that lasted 3 minutes and 47 seconds, 4 minutes and 12 seconds, so almost 8 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter for Byron, results in 2 touchdowns. Room to the outside, Braden Henry. Still on his feet, Henry. Across midfield, excellent return, but 2 flags are down, 20 yards behind the play.
What a job by Braden Henry. It's a really good return. Gets them into Byron territory, but it might not be for long. This looks like it's in the area of a holding call. See what it is. If it is, it negates a very big return for Unity.
On the return team, number 13, 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, where the flags are thrown is the 35-yard line, so if that's indeed where the penalty took place, this is about, in effect, a 30-yard penalty. That's where it will go, to the 25-yard line.
Nobody on the Unity side, either in the stands or on the sideline, is happy with that call, but you got to give a lot of credit to Byron on how they've taken over this game in the third quarter. The question is, what can Tolono Unity do now to respond?
Dane Eisenmenger is not taking many snaps in this quarter. He goes over the middle. That's been successful in this ball game, and he does find Maddox Sutherland across the 45-yard line. And that closes out our third quarter. A Byron third quarter. A third quarter that ends with Byron leading 42-29.
At Philo Exchange Bank, our team is proud to support your team. And when it comes to banking, you deserve the best. We are a Best of Bauer bank rated 5 stars in financial strength for over 29 consecutive years. Banking with us means you're banking with one of the strongest banks in the nation. Visit our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands to experience the best firsthand. Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883, member FDIC.
She's the teacher who stays up late to help one more student, the neighbor who creates a big change from just a small idea. Every day, remarkable women lead, inspire, and change lives in our community. We want your help to recognize her impact. Visit WCIA.com or scan the QR code to nominate a woman in your life who is truly remarkable.
SEFCU celebrates remarkable women.
Dear moms and dads, we know it's not always been easy, and it's been a lot of hard work. What you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. Everything I do it for you. Mom, love you always. It's true. Everything I do it for you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Weekend at your local Ashley.
Let's take you back, all the way back to just 2 years ago. The 3A state championship ball game, Mount Carmel against Byron. Number 16 looked familiar. He should. That's, at the time, freshman quarterback, Andrew Talbert. What a ball game he had. He goes for 154 yards in this championship game. Part of the Byron offense that just rolled. How much did they roll? Knocking off Mount Carmel 69-7. So you have Andrew Talbert with 154 yards in that ball game. Caden Constantine with 153. And then you add another 250 plus for Constantine here today. Let's go to Kalia Butler down on the field.
The players for Unity were able to choose their mantra for the season, and after much deliberation, chose new chapter, same book. Much of that coming from their culture. They've experienced some coaching changes, but they have said time and time again that their culture remains the same, and they utilize this challenge coin, which I mentioned earlier. And if you look at the back of it, it has those 3 pillars, but at the bottom, it also has Roshite Parati Estes, which pays homage to Coach Hamilton, who was at the helm for 31 years and translates to Let's Go Rockets. Dave, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Kalia. And as we were looking at that coin, you were looking also at a 42-yard completion from Eisenmenger along with Trey Hoggard. People have connected often today. There's a quick short pass to Crew Eckstein. If you needed a big play early in the fourth quarter, you got it right here.
Yeah, they went to Trey Hoggard, who's got now 156 yards receiving for Tolono Unity, and he's got 2 of their touchdowns on just 8 catches. Really nice job there by Enzenmanger to find one of his favorite wide receivers on the day. Game's not over. Unity can score quickly.
Into the end zone, double coverage, and a little bit too long. Mason O'Neal back in the ball game. That was the intended target.
J.J. Edmondson coming from his safety position to help on that. Was looking right at the wide receiver and looking for a big hit. Might have been able to make a play on the football had he looked up and found where it was because it was overthrown. But a good job by Byron to force a 3rd and long. 3rd and 10 on the 12 here, so they can get a first down if they get inside the 2-yard line. They like to run that 3-level flood from this formation. Let's see if they go back to it again.
Right there, touchdown wide open. Tyler Henry. Big time score for Unity. They pull within 7.
Really good play call there for Tolono Unity. Byron is expecting them to run that 3-level flood, Dave, and on every play that they've run from that formation, 11 has gone on that 10-yard out route, Tyler Henry. And that time, he takes an outside release, and instead of going out, just sits in the hole of the defense because Byron had widened their defense, expecting that out route. A really good change up there by Tolono Unity, and they get back in the ball game.
Big extra point attempt here, and it's good. And it is a 6-point difference thanks to a 38-second drive by the Unity Rockets. We talk about answering. Do it in the air. That's exactly what Tolono Unity has done tonight. How about the numbers here on the passing side? Dane Eisenmenger, 5 touchdowns, 394 yards passing. He's got 2 receivers over 100 yards. Hoggard with 156 and O'Neal with 126.
And it's not just the numbers, it's the catches that these guys have made. I mean, you can see it on these replays. I mean, a lot of contested catches that the Tolono Unity wide receivers have had to make, and they just continue to come up with answers, including on that last drive there to bring it back to a 1-score game.
But Unity looking for a stop.
There haven't been very many in this game, and whoever can come up with the biggest one here in the fourth quarter is going to come away with the 3A title.
But, you know, a lot of times you sit here and you say, well, the next score wins. Now you feel like the next stop wins.
You had to feel like if Byron could have gotten that stop right there and gotten a score, this game would have gotten out of reach for Tolono Unity, especially the way that Byron has controlled the clock on their last few drives. As that ball rolls into the end zone, they needed a big stop there. They didn't get it. So now they're going to have to continue to trade scores with Tolono Unity.
Dane Eisenmenger has just set a new Class 3A title game record with his 5 touchdown passes. Big night for the 3-year starter headed to Central Missouri. All-time Unity leader in total offense. You know, they thought that Eisenmenger was just a tall, lanky kid who could throw the ball when he was a freshman, but they thought he had the potential to be great, and boy, he has saved his best here for the championship game. Byron to start from the 20. Considine, the hit at the line of scrimmage, and he ends up with 5 yards. His 24th carry of the night.
That was that same pitch play out of that Twins formation with the motion. They continue to go back to it. That time he cut it up a little bit earlier as Unity sent another defender out wide on that play. But even when he cuts it back, he still gets 5 yards. Nice job there by Considine on the first down run.
Byron's only thrown 4 passes all night. 2 have gone for touchdowns. That handoff will go for a first down. Considine, the dive ahead. Reminder, this is just game 3 of 4 here today. Your 4A championship game follows this one. It will be Rochester and Montini. Montini, the defending Class 3A champs, moving up to 4A this year. Rochester, thanks to 2 overtime victories in the last 2 games, finds himself in the championship game for the 10th time. Rockets have never lost once they've played for a title. Quick pitch to the left side. Constantine breaks it. Angles to the near side. To the 20. To the 10. And down just outside the 5-yard line. Oh, did he want to hit that red end zone? Hayden Considine for 62 yards.
Still down on the turf. I think he's cramping. Maybe he just needs to catch his breath. One of the longest runs he's had of the day, if not the longest. And it's on the cutback right here. Nice job by Considine. It's a race to the end zone. He's going to get caught by Braden Henry. Great effort by Tolono Unity to keep him out of the end zone. But it's another huge run by Caden Considine that gets him over 300 yards on the day. What a job that the senior has done putting Byron on his back here in the second half.
332 yards to be exact, and he has his team in scoring position as soon as he can work that cramp out.
We thought for a second he was going to get off the turf, but no, it's still bothering him. What a job by Caden Considine. We take one more look at it. Byron has decided that they are going to go with the outside run against this stout front of Tolono Unity. Unbelievable job by Caden Considine on that quick pitch to get outside and then find the cutback lane all the way inside the 10. These outside runs for Byron have shown a ton of success here in the second half.
We mentioned the passing record, the touchdown passing record for Dane Eisenmenger. We can tell you we have a new 3A championship game record in terms of rushing yards. Number 37, Caden Considine, has it 332 yards. He's done that on 26 carries. The previous record came from Immaculate Conception's Jordan Rowell. In 2016, he rushed 26 times for 270 yards. So Considine has obliterated that championship game record. And here is Byron just 7 yards away. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, a chance to boost this 6-point difference. Talbert looking to get to the corner. The race. Talbert is in. 7-yard touchdown run. An 80-yard drive.
What is so impressive about Byron is you see a wing T team like this, and usually you only think power football. But it's not just power for the Tigers, it's speed as well. Look at Talbert. Get the edge, hit the pylon, and extend this Byron lead here in the fourth quarter.
3 possessions in the second half, 3 touchdowns for the Tigers. Once again, looking for 2. To the air. To the corner for 2 to Dawson Criddle. And with that, a 50-point number goes up on the scoreboard. And this fourth quarter touchdown is brought to you by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU. Looking for another championship. The Tigers have been dynamite here in the second half.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is the spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids. to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Byron back up 14 with less than 10 minutes to go in the 3A state title game, and it's the speed from the quarterback, Andrew Talbert, that gets Byron back on the board in the fourth quarter. They can do it with power inside the tackles. They can run away from you outside the tackles. It was a foot race to the pylon, and it was Talbert who made the play.
That fourth quarter touchdown brought to you by SIU. Carbondale say yes to SIU. Well, I don't know what more number 3 can do. You can only score one touchdown at a time. But Byron has been unstoppable. They have their 50 points, and that is exactly the average per game through 13 games. The Byron Tigers here in his 13-0 season have averaged offensively.
You mentioned it, Dave. It sounds like maybe the next stop wins. This might be the stop that Byron needs right here, because it is going to be really hard for Tolono Unity at this point to stop this Byron offense at all.
Coming out from the 2-yard line. Once again, it's Braden Henry. Henry scoots. Can he get to the outside? He does. Henry near midfield. Be run out of bounds just before he gets there. Boy, has Braden Henry had a dynamite night returning kickoffs.
He had that one really long one called back on the last return, but it's been when he's been able to reverse field that he's been so impressive. That's his longest of the night, I think, or excuse me, his second longest of the night. He already had one for 55 yards. That's his 6th kickoff return. He's got 165 kick return yards to go along with what he's done in the pass game already.
Last possession by Tolono Unity took 38 seconds. They're going to need about that number here. Away from pressure. On the run. Bobble, did he hang on? Yes, he did. That was Crew Eckstein.
It's a really impressive catch by Crew Eckstein. It just goes to show you how talented this Tolono Unity team is across the board. Oh, looks like he might have caught it just between his legs there. Nice job by Eckstein to concentrate and hold on to that football.
He brought it up from his knees. You know, I want to remind you, we've seen great catches tonight, whether it be bobbling or fingertip catches. I'd like to remind you, it's 25 degrees. And that is not a football coming at you. That's a rock. Eisenmenger, he had room to run if he wanted it. He's looking for points, though. He was looking for Mason O'Neill. You know, the football is a rock, and early this morning, several hours ago, our stage manager, Nico, and I were walking in together. We walked onto the turf, and that felt like a rock.
The longer and longer this night goes, the colder and colder it gets as that severe weather that's coming our way creeps closer and closer. If you're those teams in 4A, you got to hope that this game is over pretty soon, because, man, we might be playing in a little bit of the start of that severe weather at the rate we're going.
And we do want to remind you that the 4 championship games for tomorrow have been postponed. Eisenmenger rifles it over the middle, right in the gut of his receiver, inside the 5-yard line. That was a bullet to Tyler Henry. Unity is not going away with 8:52 to play in a game. 32 yards from Eisenmenger to Henry.
And that's going to give Tolono Unity their 3rd 100-yard receiver in this ball game. They have done an excellent job of spreading the ball out to all of their talented wide receivers, as we see even one of them now is in the backfield. That's Henry.
To the corner, and he got it! Mason O'Neill, 4-yard touchdown pass. That just dropped right into Henry's hands, right along that sideline.
I mean, he can't say enough about the way that Dane Eisenmenger has played in this game. And look at him drop it right into the bucket. In the back corner of the end zone, Mason O'Neal. Unbelievable job by Unity to respond after Byron had extended this to a 14-point lead for the second time in the second half.
And yet another extra point. A 7-point difference. 50-43. Last two drives for Unity have taken 91 seconds. Now do they get a stop?
I mean, we've mentioned 2 offensive records that have already been broken. I wouldn't be shocked. We got 8.5 minutes to go. We might break 5 or 6 more. I mean, this is a breakneck pace that both of these teams are operating at now all of a sudden here in the fourth quarter.
So Eisenmenger's numbers now 29 of 42, 446 yards, adding to that record 3A championship game with this 6th touchdown pass.
We're not even 4 minutes into this quarter, and we've already had 3 scores, 2 by Unity and 1 by Byron.
All right, let's just look into the second half. We had a long drive to start this second half. A whole 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Oh, and that was followed up by a 3-minute 58 second. Since then, 38 seconds, minute 32, minute 13. Wow. One stop, right? That's all Unity's saying on their sideline.
Yeah.
Give us one stop. There you're looking at Walker Hall. They'll send it back inside the 15. Cole Lincoln. A return to the outside. No, speaking of returns, how about that return by Braden Henry for Tolono Unity that set up that short, quick drive?
We've had some very impressive kick returns by both teams in this game. I mean, shoot, we've had enough of them. There was bound to be some impressive ones, right? I mean, my goodness, it feels like the only time that either team has started with bad field position, you could say, is when the ball has been a touchback. They've started at the 20-yard line. Everything else has been either the 40-yard line or even in their the opposing team's territory.
Byron has only turned the ball over once, and that was a last-second pass in the first half to the outside. Able to stay in his feet and pick up 5 yards when he had no business doing so was Considine.
Considine back in there after he went out on the last drive with a cramp. And again, I mentioned you got to tackle low against Caden Considine. If you don't tackle low, you're bound to get punished. It was one of the keys to the game for Tolono Unity's defense. They were able to do it quite a bit in the first half, but the second half they have really struggled to hem up the senior fullback for Byron.
He gets it going left. Braden Henry's not going to let him go. The speed from Henry, and he just kept riding Considine down for a loss.
So how does Byron respond? We talked about it. They don't want to play behind the chains like this. This is the first time they'll do it here in the second half. What's the answer for Byron? You keep the ball in Talbert's hands. Maybe that option play. They've had a lot of success with that twin set and that quick motion. Just one wide receiver here on this play.
Hubbard looking to throw. You get it out. That's a first down. I don't even need to tell you who caught that pass. Caden Considine gets the reception. Remember, this guy is playing both ways. The son of defensive coordinator Sean Considine, his dad, the Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens, a product of Byron High School and the University of Iowa, where Sean was a walk-on. And that may be what Caden is going to do here this next fall.
He's such an impressive talent. And listen, if you're Byron, you have to do what you were successful at that got you to the state title game, and that is that man right there.
He gets a big block on the outside from Aiken. Considine left sideline. It'll be first and goal, Tigers.
What's the old saying, Dave? You dance with the one who brung you. And Caden Considine got you all the way to the turf, so you might as well let him try and put this ball game away if you're the Tigers. It's exactly what their head coach said they were going to do at halftime, and they have stuck to the game plan here in the second half.
He's going to take just a quick breather.
Worst part about that play was they stopped the clock and went out of bounds.
Near side pitch. Turned away at about the 2. Numbers on Considine: 29 carries, 365 yards on the ground. He's also caught 42 yards worth of passes, so over 400 yards of offense for Considine. Here's Andrew Talbert, just a junior. He's committed to play baseball at the University of North Carolina. The single season home run record for Byron set that last spring. Considine a carry, no stopping that man. He goes in. 3 touchdowns for Considine. And this fourth quarter touchdown is brought to you by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU. What a performance. Individual performances. And when you look up at the board, we still have 6 minutes left. Byron with 56 points. The last time they're in this championship game, the Tigers scored 69. Looking to pull away from a 13-point lead. Talbert had to dump that one off quickly under severe pressure from Colton Langendorf.
What an impressive drive by Byron there to again extend it to a 2-score lead. Let's see if they can hang on to it.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the colleges paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned.
Saying no doesn't make you boring. It makes you smarter. Make your own choices. Generation Lead, empowering athletes, inspiring leaders. For more information, visit generationlead.org.
The IHSA Football State Finals are presented to you in part by Country Financial. Worry less and feel more confident with insurance designed to meet your specific needs. Visit countryfinancial.com to experience more today.
Time now for the Menards Plays of the Game. Save big money on all your home improvement needs with Menards.
Caden Considine has been impressive for the Byron Tigers today. He just capped off that latest scoring drive with his 3rd touchdown of the game. Not only has he rushed for 367 yards, he's played about every snap on defense. I mean, you can see the senior is laying it all out there on the line in this game. He wants to bring another state title back to Byron, and they're 6 minutes away from doing it.
There you see his numbers for the evening. Just on this last drive, he had 4 rushes for 46 yards, also caught a pass for 21. So on that last touchdown drive, 5 touches, total of 67 yards, and a touchdown.
And the 367 rushing yards that he has today, Dave, is going to send him over 2,000 for the year.
It was a rough year last year for Considine in that he missed 6 games with a hamstring injury. Last year was a heartbreaking loss for Byron. That came in the second round when they lost to Montini 14-13 when Tigers failed on a 2-point conversion with 10 seconds left. We're going to see Montini playing for the 4A title next. Following this game, they'll take on Rochester. We're going to see another great quarterback in that one in Izzy Abrams from Montini. And that will be the worst field position of the day, starting at the 15-yard line with under 6 minutes to play for Tolono Unity.
And we are on the Tolono Unity side, and you can kind of start to feel that they think this game might be slipping away from them a little bit. All the momentum is on the Byron side right now. As you can see, their fans are excited. They're into it. Unity has had an answer every single time that they needed one so far in this game, and they have to have one now. Let's see what they can come up with.
I should clarify, this is the worst field position on a kickoff. Unity at one point had the ball at the 7-yard line. Hoggard overthrown, looking for him near the 30-yard line.
If you're Unity, you can't press. You have to stay calm, stay composed, continue to spread the ball out to all of your playmakers, and make sure that you can get the ball down the field. You got plenty of time for the 2 scores that you need. It's just going to come down to how quickly can you get the stop that you have to have.
Big hole up the middle. Eckstein muscles his way through. He'll be a couple of yards short of a first down.
You have to pick up the tempo just a little bit, but again, no need to hurry. Make sure that you move just a little faster.
Eckstein will get that first down as the secondary for Byron now playing about 15 to 20 yards off the ball.
If you're Unity, you've shown that you can get big chunks quickly. You just get lined up, find your favorite formation, and just see if you can find the holes in this 3 deep safety defense. Just like that right there.
Out it goes to Tyler Henry. He has been busy today. Now the Rockets look to get to the line in a hurry.
It's going to be a lot of underneath throws for Tolono Unity on this drive because Byron is playing so soft on their defense now.
15 yards on that last play. Tack on a few more here for both Eisenmenger and Hoggard.
And Hoggard's lucky that he broke that tackle. It was Criddle who had him inbounds, but he's able to get out of it, get out of bounds, stop the clock, save Tolono Unity a little bit of time here with just under 5 to play.
Eisenmenger to the right side. They'll stop the clock on the completion to Henry. It's a wide open field right now for Tolono Unity. We've had 99 points scored in this game. We thought we were going to have points next game. We might. We still might. Rochester and Montini coming up next.
Confusion on the Montini side, trying to switch wide receivers in this formation. Play clock winding down to 10. They like to throw screens out of this formation. Let's see if they do it again.
Quick slant. Unable to handle it is Hoggard.
So what they were trying to do is they were actually trying to get one of their best wide receivers, Hoggard, on a one-on-one on the single receiver side. He had man coverage. He gets hit right in the hands, and that's the first time that we've seen Hoggard unable to come up with a football. We haven't seen any drops by Tolono Unity yet today, and a huge one there on 3rd and 2.
Quickly, that's enough for a first down. Braden Henry. Braden and Tyler, twins. Big nights for both. Eisenmenger up the middle. Clock will continue to move on that first down run.
It's a risky call on first down. It keeps the clock moving. Valuable seconds starting to tick off if you're Tolono Unity.
A little overthrown, looking for O'Neal. Henry was out there as well.
Tolono Unity had a wide open Maddox Sutherland at the other end of the field. Eisenmenger chose to go to that right side, cut the field in half before the snap. Never even looked to the left there.
Well, you're part of another record, everyone, that's with us in this game. Total yards combined for these two teams, 1125. 565 for Unity, 560 for Byron. Looking for more here. Eisenmenger to Henry. Somehow he hangs on.
Going to be just shy, though, I think. They're going to move the chains. Hang on. Yeah. The chain gang's moving a little too soon. They got no indication from the officials.
I bet there are a few people in white jerseys right there in front of the chain gang yelling first down, that may have confused the chain gang.
Well, maybe they're just so used to moving the chains all night that they just decided, hey, we're just going to move them for you.
I would like to know total yardage on the chain gang.
But this is crucial here because now it's 4th and 1.
That's enough. Stop the clock on the first down run.
Well, now if you are Tolono Unity, you got to start thinking about shots to the end zone because you know that Byron's good for at least one first down, you have to think, when they get the football. And so now you got to start thinking about shots. You also have to start thinking about getting that onside kick team ready. If you're Byron, you got to start thinking about that hands team on special teams.
Looking for his 7th touchdown pass of the night. That deflection. And the official gets right in the middle of that. Ouch.
I think it went right off of the official.
Here it comes.
Oh, yeah, it goes right off of him. Looked like that was Sutherland trying to sit down in that middle hole of that defense. He just gets right behind the official. Byron fortunate there as Unity goes 5 wide once again.
Still on his feet. Nearly intercepted.
Talbert had a chance to end the game right there for the Tigers. He just couldn't do it. What an impressive job by Eisenmenger to continue to keep that play alive. And you can see Talbert unhappy with himself. He wants it back. Let's see if he gets another chance. 3rd and 10 here for Tolono Unity.
Back line of that defense sitting 20 yards off the ball.
So Unity's run a couple of variations of this flood concept out of this formation. They go with the stop route again.
Henry, short pickup on the play. He'll only get to 25. Need another 5 for a first down coming up here on 4th down.
Well, they throw the out route that time instead of that short hitch. And he can't get to the sideline, so the clock continues to move. And it brings up a crucial 4th down.
15th play of this drive. Byron has forced the Rockets to take a lot of time off the clock. Here it is. 4th and 5. Eisenmenger, will he run for it? He will. The drive will continue with 2:22 to play.
He's not out of bounds, so the clock will move. But how many times have we said, great job by Dane Eisenmenger to continue to keep a play alive with his feet. He does it in the most crucial moment there for Tolono Unity.
That clock is running. We're down to 2:10. 12 seconds left the clock. Quick to the right side. Henry. Henry looking to get out of bounds or into the end zone. He'll settle for out of bounds. And that stops the clock with 2:03.
Tolono Unity is going to have to be satisfied with getting an onside kick if they want to win this football game, because they have taken quite a bit of time off the clock on this drive, and it's been because Byron's played that really soft defense, 3 deep safeties. Now they can't do that. They're going to have to match up and go man-to-man with their best talent.
A blitz, and he finds Henry. 7th touchdown pass of the night from Dane Eisenmenger. And this is a 1-touchdown game. This 4th quarter touchdown brought to you by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU.
And I said it just before that play. Byron couldn't play that soft zone defense anymore. They were going to have to go man-to-man with Tolono Unity inside the 10-yard line, and they just don't have enough athletes to match Unity, who can go 5 wide.
To make this a 6-point game. And there it is. 56-50. Straight up. 2 minutes to play. And what will become the shortest kick of the night may decide this game.
Got to give Byron's defense actually a lot of credit on that drive. Yes, they gave up the touchdown, but they made Tolono Unity work for it. That had to have been one of their longer touchdown drives of this half, if not of the game. Just under 4 minutes, right?
3:57. 18 plays, 85 yards. Tyler Henry was 6 catches on that drive.
Well, they really made Tolono Unity work for it. That's what's going to set up this onside kick. It all comes down to this if you're Tolono Unity.
And the way it's being teed up, it looks like that ball may be coming in the near side. So Byron switches their entire kick return team.
2 guys over here, Talbert and Considine. Of course, it's going to be those 2 for Byron. Which one of them can come up with the play when they need it most?
Banded up in the air. Unity says they have it. Still waiting. They do. Oh, my goodness. Holding the ball high on his head. Colton Langendorf. Oh, my. Here it is. Langendorf, number 82.
It actually goes through Langendorf's legs before it gets to 10 yards. And then off the hand of Caden Considine. It appears that both a Byron player and Langendorf have that football.
Here we go from the 49-yard line of Unity. On the ground, play number 1, Eckstein, about 3, maybe 4. Timeout situation, 3 and 3. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. Clock running. We're at 1:45. A touchdown would tie it. Bunch receivers to the top of your screen. Eisenmenger looks left. Down the left sideline. Haggard with the catch. Haggard out of bounds. Clock stops. 1:28 to play.
He's going to continue to go to his favorite wide receiver. It's Haggard who had the one-on-one coverage. He calls for the back shoulder fade. Puts it right on the money. Nice pitch and catch there from Eisenmenger to Haggard.
Clock frozen at 1:28. Now we go to the right side. Henry with it, not out of bounds. You're looking at the second most passing yards in any state title game in the 51-year history of the IHSA football championships. This is the highest scoring game with 106 points tonight. We may not be done. The overall record, 115. That was in a 5A game involving Montini. But all that matters right now for Tolono Unity, they want 6. Eisenmenger under pressure. Menger throwing. Complete. Hoggard with it. Stays in bounds. But he's at the 17-yard line.
Unity's got plenty of time here. Still over a minute to go. No panic. A nice job by Eisenmenger to continue to keep the play alive.
Clock will start. We're under a minute. Looking in the end zone. Throwing that one away. 51 seconds left. One of these teams 51 seconds away from a state championship, or at least in Unity's case, to tie the game.
Eisenmenger, you can see he's a little exhausted. He's given everything he's got on this game. 7 touchdown passes for the senior. Over 500 yards passing. He needs one more for Unity's first state title.
Quickly to Henry. Henry sees an opening. He's inside the 10. Clock is running. 2nd down and 9. And there's the first of 3 timeouts called by Tolono Unity.
Timeout. Tolono Unity, their first of the second half.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh.
This game has had just about everything except for good defense. I mean, we've had a ton of answers by both offenses. A 400-yard rusher on one side, a 500-yard passer on the other. Special teams plays galore. Now it comes down to the defense of Byron. Can they make one stop when they need it most? It's 3rd and 1 for Tolono Unity, so actually you've got everything you want in your playbook right here if you're Tolono. Wouldn't be surprised if they run it with Crew Eckstein.
They have 2 timeouts remaining. Well, Eckstein looks to be in a blocking formation here. Just off right tackle. They'll look to throw. Short of the end zone. The reception was Trey Hoggard. His 12th catch. 29 seconds left. The second timeout used by Tolono Unity.
Timeout. Tolono Unity, their second.
So 1 timeout remaining for the Rockets.
Coach Reeds, a lot of composure by the first-year head coach for Tolono Unity as he prepares his offense. 1st and goal from the 3. Now that you only have 1 timeout, you got to start thinking about what you're going to do in the run game. Are you going to continue to take shots in the end zone and put the ball in the air, or are you going to try and run it maybe once, and if you don't get in, have to use that timeout before 2nd down? Lots to think about if you're the head coach.
Byron defense tired. They've been on the field. Unity has run 25 straight plays. Byron hasn't run an offensive play since the 6:01 mark. Here's Eisenmenger. Has to dump it off. Incomplete. Henry pleading his case. That stops the clock with 24 seconds left.
This one was close. It looks like maybe the toes hit the white for Tyler Henry. Tough to see behind the pylon. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think that's the right call, Dave.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the toes on his left foot are in the white. Unity's got to hurry up. This play clock's at 5. Are they going to get set? I don't know. Oh, no, and now they're offsides.
False start on the offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty.
Was my longtime broadcast partner here in the state finals. You heard him in the 1A and 2A games. Jack McInerney would tell you right now, that may not be the worst thing. It opens up the zone a little bit here. You're not bound in as much by that end zone. Here we go. Quickly. Off the hands. Incomplete. 90-mile-an-hour fastball went off the hands of Trey Hoggard with 21 seconds left.
So it comes down to 2 shots to the end zone for Tolono Unity. They tried to go one-on-one with their best wide receiver. He couldn't come up with it.
On 3rd down, and on its 90th play of the game, Unity will snap it with a chance for a tie. And more flags. There was movement on the Byron side, but I think it was a lateral movement.
False start on the offense, number 74.
And it goes against Tolono Unity.
Yeah, Byron was just shifting. Byron was shifting, and it caused Unity's offensive line to jump. And now Unity is losing its composure a little bit.
Ten yards and penalties here in the last few seconds.
Still got their timeout left. They've got 2 plays for the end zone. This one doesn't have to reach the goal line. It's like Byron's going to use a timeout here and discuss it.
Timeout, Byron, their first of the half.
So let's walk back a ways. Let's walk back near midfield. This possession started because of this.
And it's a wild play because it's Langendorf who ends up with the football for Tolono Unity after a scrum between him and J.J. Edmondson. And it was actually Langendorf's legs that the ball scooted through before it goes off of Caden Considine's hand. And then Tolono with an impressive drive to put themselves at the 3 before 2 penalties backs them up to the 13. Here's another look. Off the hands of Caden Considine. And here we go. 2 plays for a state title.
It is 3rd down and goal. From the 13. Eisenmenger looking. Back of the end zone. Ball in the air. Incomplete. It will be 4th and goal from the 13.
Talbert with his hands on it again in the back of the end zone for Byron. He had a chance to ice the game with an interception on the last drive for Tolono Unity. That time the ball was in the air for what seemed like an eternity. And Talbert comes up with a tip and forces 4th down.
1 play. And a timeout has to be called because the play clock was winding down.
Timeout, Tolono Unity, their final timeout of the half.
Well, it's 1 play in the end zone or nothing. 56-50. Over 3 hours ago, we started this, I didn't know that we would come down to the final 16 seconds in a 106-point game.
Just what an incredible performance by both of these teams. Give them both a lot of credit. 16 seconds from now, one team's going to go home absolutely devastated, but both teams have put on just an unbelievable performance in this 3A state title game this afternoon.
All right, here we go. Eisenmenger waits, corner, up in the air, incomplete! Byron with one snap of the ball will win yet another state championship. It will be their fourth. The final pass of this game from Dane Eisenmenger, 545 yards, 15th most in any IHSA game in history, regular season or playoffs. That one comes up short. Unity is crushed.
And it's Caden Considine on the field for Byron because Tolono Unity tried to run a wheel route against Byron's best player. And if there was one man that you didn't want to try on the Byron Tigers defense on the final play of the game, it was Caden Considine. And there he was to make a huge play for Byron.
So despite all the offensive numbers from Considine, 30 carries, 367 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns, it's that play that cements a Byron, barring a or snap, gives Byron a state championship.
Listen to the ovation that Considine's going to get. A hero's welcome to the Byron sideline for the senior. What a career, what a performance, and what a game by both of these teams.
And there it is. The seconds will wind down in a most unbelievable game. Byron, your Class 3A 2025 state champions. There are a lot of people that are going to leave this building tonight completely mentally drained. An instant classic here at Hancock Stadium.
Gatorade bath on the Byron sideline. I mean, what a game we just saw. The back and forth offensive effort from both of these teams. Give Byron all the credit in the world. We were asking for one stop from one of these two teams. And my goodness, Byron finally got the one that they needed at the time that they needed it the most.
Lots of points here tonight. Where are we going to end up? How about our Delta Dental final score? It's brought to you by Delta Dental. 106 points, 56-50 in your 3A championship game.
The IHSA Football State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by SIU Carbondale. Say yes to SIU.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great gifts for everyone in your family. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals won't last long.
More season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Imagine Going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can know, from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
I'm a proud man. So asking my son to help me bathe, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Walk-in tubs give you independence and peace of mind with low step-in doors, slip-resistant floors, soothing hydrotherapy jets, and fast drain technology.
Now I don't need anybody's help. I've got my dignity back.
1-833-304-0361. 1-833-304-0361.
Defensive Play of the Game is brought to you by Union Carpenters and Contractors, partners in building communities and supporting working families, and there it is.
It's Caden Considine. I mean, he was everything for this Byron offense offensively, but when he needed to make a stop on defense with 16 seconds to go, 4th and goal from the 13, he did it, and now he's standing by with Kalia on the sideline.
Caden, what a game, but what a game from you in particular today. Over 370 yards from you, over 2,000 on the year. But what it came down to was the defensive stop at the end to make you a state champion. What did it take from you and your performance today to get the job done?
Yeah, so for me, I started cramping early in that game. You know, as a two-way player, that's normal. But, you know, just pushing through, getting my guys fired up. We're not used to being in these close games, but Tolono's a great team. Number 3, their quarterback, best we've seen this year. He was a stud. But just to rally behind our guys like that and win in the way that we did, it makes it just that much more special.
Caden, like you said, you put your body on the line today, but what does it sound like to be a state champion now?
Yeah, to be a state champion, it's amazing. I got to be a state champion when I was a sophomore. Unfortunately, last year we were 6 inches short from being state champs, but this year to do it as a senior with the kids I've grown up with my whole life, it's just unreal.
Caden, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're gonna have Coach step in here now. Thank you so much. All right, Coach, bouncing off of Caden, you told me at halftime that he was the man that needed to have the ball in his hands today. Tell me a little bit about Caden's performance.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's going to go down in Byron history as one of the greatest individual games to ever take place, and it happened in the state championship game. So you saw also who was there on the pass coverage at the end of the game, number 37. So proud of Caden, and he's had a great high school career here at Byron, and he's going to go on and do great things in college.
You told me that coming down to state has been the standard for Byron now. How have you guys exemplified that in these past years, especially today?
I mean, it's 3 and 5 years, so what an incredible run we've been on here. And, you know, for these kids to cap it off here, 14-0 and state champs this year, you know, it's very deserving. They've worked really hard for this.
Coach, thank you so much, and congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The odd number year's been very kind to Byron, winning it in 99, 21, 23, and here in 25. And for Tolono Union, that's the 7th state finals trophy they have raised. All of them have been runner-up trophies, but what an effort here tonight. Specifically, Dane Eisenmenger, 545 yards passing, 7 touchdowns. He had 3 different receivers with over 100 yards, led by Trey Hoggard with 189 yards in receptions. Tyler Henry, 16 receptions for 160 yards. I mean, the statistics we could fill up an entire postgame show with.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them a lot of credit. Eisenmenger did a great job, did everything he could. As you can see there, the stats from Eisenmenger and Caden Considine, contributing quite a bit to both of their teams today. Holy cow, I mean, 595 yards of total offense from one player and 7 touchdowns. Unbelievable as you see Byron hold up that trophy. Congratulations to the Tigers. It's another year that Tolono Unity will have to wait for their first state title. But give Byron a ton of credit, because what a performance they put on in this 3A state title game.
Well, our player of the game is brought to you by Country Financial. Visit countryfinancial.com to experience more today. Our player of the game in a 56-50 game is Caden Considine.
What more can we say about the senior? I mean, he did it all. Tolono Unity struggled to take him down in the second half. And man, what an impressive 3A performance. Coach is right. This will go down as one of the best in school history, maybe one of the best in state history for the senior.
We've got one more game coming up here from Hancock Stadium. It'll be Rochester taking on Montini for your 4A championship game. But while we get ready for that, we'll send it back to our studios in Chicago. Lauren Withrow and Edgy Tim O'Halloran.
Byron Tigers are Class 3A state champions, earning their 3rd title in the last 5 years under Coach Jeff Boyer, their 4th in program history. And wow, Edgy, we have been on the edge of our seats and even at times jumping up in the studio here as we watch this one come down to the wire. It was a record-setting game in normal. 1,211 yards of total offense between the two teams. That was a record in finals history.
And one defensive play. Just one. But it really, really mattered at the very end of the game. I was around for the Montini JCA game that they talked about, record-setting. This might have been better, and that's saying something. Considine's performance is right up there with Jordan Westerkamp. It's right up there with Ty Isaac, right at the very top. Unity, can you ask them to play any better? You really can't. I mean, they played just an unbelievable game. I'll remember this for a long time. I think a lot of other people will remember this for a long time. Tremendous, tremendous game.
Well, we'll take another minute now to look at some of those highlights so that everything stays top of mind, because there sure were plenty of them, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, just unbelievable, the effort, and came down basically to the last play, and you can't ask for more. I mean, you're getting your money's worth when you see a game like this, no question.
We'll take a look at those highlights in just a moment. Plenty more from our post-game shows. The 3A championship is all wrapped up, and it was the Byron Tigers out on top.
At Philo Exchange Bank, our team is proud to support your team. And when it comes to banking, you deserve the best. We are a Best of Our bank rated 5 stars in financial strength for over 29 consecutive years. Banking with us means you're banking with one of the strongest banks in the nation. Visit our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands to experience the best firsthand. Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883, member FDIC.
Friends have been telling friends about Colonial Penn Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance for more than 50 years, and with good reason. If you're between the age of 50 and 85, it's a sure thing. Your acceptance is guaranteed because full benefits are not paid in the first 2 years. And the price? Options start at $9.95 a month, less than 35 cents a day. With Colonial Penn, your rate is another sure thing. It will never increase. And you should know this coverage can last a lifetime.
Call today, 1-800-228-9998.
WCIA has been following the story since 2024, when Sonia Massey was shot and killed by a former Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy. The Peoria County Courthouse, we had a presence there all 8 days. There was an impact all across the country. I mean, you had national news outlets covering this. When we say community impact, it really wasn't just in Springfield, just in Champaign, just in our viewing area. It was everywhere.
The moment I shared with Sonia Massey's father, James Wilburn, when I asked him, you know, what he thought Sonia would say if she was still alive today, and I'll never forget his answer.
I love you, Daddy, because that's the way we ended every conversation, be it in person or on the phone.
was I love you, Daddy.
The story is not over. The Massey family wants to see more done. They want to change the law. Her cousin even said,
I will dedicate my life dismantling the systems that created this problem.
this is a story we're going to be following as the Massey family makes sure their voices are not silenced and that their ideas are heard.
Your local Ashley.
The final score in the Class 3A championship, Byron 56, Tolono Unity 50, and it came down to the very last seconds. And in a game filled with so much prolific offense, it came down to just one defensive play.
I think we saw it coming at halftime, where it's like, you know what, this game is not going to end casually at all, and comes down to that very last play, defensive stop by Caden Considine, makes the stop, takes about 15 steps and cramps up and falls to the ground. I mean, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. Couldn't draw it up any better. Talk about drama. That's drama.
It was down to the wire, and we loved every minute of it. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights from the 3A title game. Late in the third quarter, it's Caleb Considine. He is doing everything. Here he is with a 6-yard rush. One of 3 touchdowns of the day.
Again, just a hard-running inside runner, and again, great job up front as well by the line.
That was a big one. They went ahead 42-29. Now, early in the fourth, Dade Eisenmenger was playing his heart out there, found Tyler Henry. One of 3 great wide receivers today with over 100 yards.
Confident passer back there. If you're Central Missouri, you got to be thrilled he's coming.
Eisenmenger again finds Mason O'Neill.
Ridiculous. Teardrop. Look at how he dropped that pass in. That is awesome.
Now, middle of the fourth, Considine again. This was a short one.
Yeah, just again, it's what he does. It's what he's done for 4 years for Byron.
56-50. Now here we have the onside kick, and this was when it seemed like everything could change for Unity.
This is why I never want to see the onside kick banned in high school football. Seriously, it is such a difference maker, and it was here.
You're used to watching him on offense, but take a look at that pass breakup. That was Cade Considine once again.
And that's how you want to go out if you're Unity. You had 1 bullet left in your gun. You laid it out on the line. No shame in that at all.
Byron running back Caden Considine finished with a record high 367 rushing yards along with 3 touchdowns. That play at the end, he got the nod from his coach and his teammates, is what ultimately won the game for the Tigers. But how about that? Just a record-setting day for Considine.
And when he's making that run at the end, you can see how cramped up he is, and he still just kept going. Unbelievable. And one other thing I want to note, look at the sportsmanship during this game on both sides. I saw kids helping kids up. I didn't see any finger pointing. I didn't see any smack talk. Beautiful. That is how you play high school football.
And you saw it from Considine in his post-game interview there with Kalia as well, talking about, first of all, giving roses to all of his teammates and to his opponents, saying that Eisenmenger played an incredible game, threw for 545 yards and 7 touchdowns on the other side. They knew this was a tough team to play, and Considine at the end giving respect to Unity as well.
No doubt, no doubt. And again, just a game for the ages in IHSA state championship football, no question.
Unity falling short. It was the first season under head coach Tony Reitz, but still an incredible showing, and exciting to see what they're going to be able to do next year building off this.
Tony, I think they're going to want you to top it next year. I mean, that's just, come on, you went this far in year 1. Let's take them a little farther year 2. A great year. Setting
the bar as high as it goes. But this game is exactly what you want to see out of IHSA football state finals. Down to the wire win. The Gatorade getting poured there by the Byron Tigers, the 3A champions.
It's Menards Black Friday sale. Get everything you need to bring home the holidays. From the tastiest sweet treats for your family to the perfect presents for playing with your pets and toys under the tree for the kids to tools and accessories for any project. Plus huge savings on new appliances. Menards has great